Hello everyone, and we are back again with another week of some LGS gameplay. I'm MangY and I'm joined with my co-host Zharp. How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm hyped. This first game, with this being played, we've seen all of the teams are split.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's going to be extremely interesting, I suppose. Any
Hopefully.
teams that you tip for favourite?
Oh, right now, if I have to mention one, it's going to be Thallium, just purely based on what we saw last week. They have a really difficult starting few games, and they made it out 2-0, and today they play against two of the good teams as well. But if they make it out 4-0 out of this, they're going to be favorites for like the entire split.
Yeah, I definitely say they're in the best spot at the moment. I mean, even if they were 1-1, I'd still say they're in the best spot, just because they've played Krypton and Radon, who are like two teams we've tipped to be like top tier. Like
We
they
saw
played
them.
yeah, I mean
We saw them play against Krypton, where they looked absolutely incredible.
the combos were insane.
Great composition, great utilization of it, and I believe perhaps that they were the one team to win on blue side last week.
Yeah,
I'm not
they
too
were.
sure about that. Yeah,
7
So-
losses on blue side, which was actually quite interesting.
yeah. Usually red side struggles quite a bit, but not in the LGS it seems.
No. It's also worth noting though that they did beat a weakened Radon team, but nonetheless, you can't take anything away from them. They've got like two of the good teams out of the way. Or two of the
Definitely.
what we think are good teams out of the way.
Definitely. I mean, gotta say, after week one going into week two here, I think there's definitely Thallium just one like step above everyone else, but a lot of the teams look pretty equal to each other, and I think a lot of like the teams will be able to beat each other. If any team goes ahead and beats Thallium, I think that's when you gotta start thinking about, is there a contender other than Thallium for that first spot, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting. I see that there's been a patch as well. Apparently the likes of Jinx and whatnot's actually quite decent now, which is a good change, I suppose, because I'm getting a little sick of this meta, I have to say.
A few ADs coming back. It seems Saya, she was already there a bit last patch. She's come more into it this patch. Jinx, you mentioned. Lucian's still there. Ezreal's still there. Kaisa, still not a bad champion, but the Rageblade nerf has hit her a little bit. So a few normal ADs, and I hope the teams stick to what they know here, and they don't go out of their way to pick something like Aurelia, like Darius, something like this, the bruiser bot lanes, because it's really hard to execute if you haven't played it a lot. So I think stick to what you know and try and get the win that way.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, we're going to get into the game right about now. We are running a bit late today, and last stream did last quite a while. Oh, about 3 hours 15 minutes, I believe. So we've got our work cut out for us.
Definitely. We'll have to see how long we can last.
Okay, so now we're in Champ Select.
We are into Champ Select here with Titanium and Radon. So interesting to see.
A quick note for all the viewers, Titanium will be losing their first ban automatically. Just because they did not meet the roster rule. Basically got to post your roster before a game. And they failed to do that, so they've been issued a 1 ban penalty. So nothing should come out of here from Titanium.
Yeah, should just let the timer run out, and then from there on we will have a normal champ selection. So, but the Vladimir ban is coming out from Radon. Obviously, they have all their 5 bans, and Vladimir, strong champion, so pretty normal to ban him out. If you don't want to play him, you don't want to play against him. It's as simple as that. So,
Yeah, Vladimir is just such a good champion, and just with the way the meta is at the moment, he's just a really good flex pick. He can be played anywhere. We saw him bot the other day, I believe, so
Yep.
that was quite interesting to see.
know a couple of players who have tried him out in the bot lane with the not quite the same success that it could have, but still a very strong champion. Kaisa, I just mentioned her. She's hit a little bit by the nerfs to the Rageblade, but she's still a pretty decent champion. Nocturne, great jungler, especially this patch. Just all the professional players just seem to just notice that Nocturne just is insane right now. Really counters champions like the Talia, who has popped up here and there in the jungle as well. So he's gonna go away. Yasuo's gonna go away, also a pretty strong champion this patch, and the LeBlanc as well.
Yeah, I believe Raider played LeBlanc. I did see him in, I believe it was the Hush Raider game, which was merely a test stream, but still, we did see what he was capable of. In fact, no, I was wrong. That was Garen he played.
Oh yeah, that's true actually.
I'm too used to seeing Raider in the mid lane, you see.
Yeah.
But we do get the Yasuo ban. that has to be target against Glaze, surely. He does like Yasuo.
Yeah. Poppy being picked here early on. Is actually played in a lot of different positions, especially by the Koreans. A lot of Korean supports are playing Poppy. I don't think that's what we're going to see here. I think it's going to be just a normal top lane Poppy, but you never know with these guys.
I think it might be jungle. They did play Poppy jungle on Wednesday, so they might go with that again.
I'll be very interested to see that actually. Very interested to see that, because that's pretty difficult to pull off.
Yeah.
Swain, two simple champions. Swain is pretty strong right now. I don't know if people follow the LCS, but the Golden Glue definitely had a great performance on Swain, even though they lost last week. So the champion in the right hands is absolutely insane. Shen, great for this league. We've seen it time and time again do really well. So.
And we get the Darius locked in.
Darius,
so it's safe to say we're not seeing Poppy top lane.
Unless it was a Darius bot lane, but if you say that they picked her in the jungle not too long ago, then I'm guessing it's going to be jungle Poppy yet again. Darius top lane can really snowball Shen out of lane. So if you're Shen, you really want to just make sure you don't fall behind in that one.
Yeah. And Xerath, one of Raider's pocket picks. They're really going to need to watch out in the mid lane here. Which I believe it might be Glaze on the Swain, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
It's looking like
Xerath.
that.
Xerath, strong champion. I've been playing him a bit recently myself on a Smurf. Really good champion, actually. Quite surprised that not more people pick it. Really good poke, long distance. Good with the once he gets like 2 items, he's just insane. Does so much damage. Even if you're a little bit behind, you just catch up. So great pick, honestly, and we know Raider, he can play that.
Oh yeah, he's really good in especially the late game with Xerath. From what I've seen, he seems to farm really well. So
Xerath, difficult to play early game. Like he loses a lot of mid lane matchups, but it's all about late game, poking out people. The ulti can really surprise anyone if you just level 16, level 3 ulti. If you land 3 or 4 shots, you just destroy an ADC. So
yeah, we've also seen Morgana quite early as well, which is interesting. But to be fair, I think she's also a really good support at the moment. Like, I think it's just aggressive supports in general.
Lot of lockdown on the side of Titanium right now with the Swain, Shen, Morgana. You have taunts, you have roots, you have every single thing you want to lock down a kill. And perhaps if I am Titanium, I'm thinking about maybe a Lucian ADC right now who has the cleanup potential. All Lucian really wants to function well in a team fight is a lot of CC from the rest of his team. So perhaps a Lucian pick from Titanium.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised about a Jinx either. She seems to be really good at the moment.
Sure, Jinx obviously back into. No, it is going to be the Lucian. It seems like.
Yeah, Lucian and Jinx would be the only ones I would pick in this situation.
And it is going to be Lucian, yes. So we saw Udyr ban, Ornn ban. Ornn obviously 3-0, I believe, in the last week of the games that we
3-1 now,
saw.
I'm afraid.
Alright.
Lost on Wednesdays in Ornn.
So Ornn, obviously shit champion now. Just throw him in the garbage bin. He lost 1 game. It's 75%, over.
75%, just not good enough in this.
The hype's over. It's
Radon
done.
Seem to have quite a really good front line, really tanky as well. They're going to be
A lot
relying
of
a lot
poke.
on this Ezreal and Xerath.
A lot of poke. Lacks a little bit of engage, perhaps. The Nautilus could help with that if they do finish it out. Ooh, Braum.
That's a very good pick. Braum is so good at the moment.
Strong pick. Sometimes a little difficult to engage with. But then again, if you look at the side of Titanium, they want to engage. They have all the engage. So if you are Radon, you just perhaps sit back, poke, or wait for Titanium to go in on you. And are we gonna see a Kane pick? I'm not a fan of Kane. I don't think it would fit into this team comp, but they are going to pick it. So it is going to be Poppy against the Kane in the jungle.
That's really interesting. I'm surprised we never saw a Rengar, if I'm being honest. We do see a lot of Rengar.
Yeah.
Frez really likes playing that particular champion, but hey ho, I just think he prefers the Kane into the Poppy, I suppose. But
Actually, a little bit of a counterpicking himself here. Kane,
yeah,
his Q, his E both get blocked by the double W from Poppy. So I don't know. It's gonna give Poppy all the time she wants to scale up early game. If you are going up against jungle Poppy, what you want to do is you want to pick something that's strong early game. You want to go into her jungle. You want to see if you can catch her out because she struggles with clearing the first few camps. So I don't know. The Kane isn't going to be able to really punish that. He needs his transformation. Once he becomes Darkened Kane, I think he's going to be able to beat the Poppy, but it's just going to be too late. I think it's all going to depend on the early game.
yeah, I'm not a personal big fan of the Kane pick. I really think that ruins our comp personally. So based on that, I think Radon has a superior team comp. So I'm going to be favouring them in this game.
Yeah, Radon, just really normal team comp, honestly, except for the Poppy jungle. But I mean, if you just put to the side the fact that it's Poppy, you just say it's a CC heavy, tanky jungler. You have Darius in the top lane. We see that a lot recently, and then Seraph, Ezreal, Braum, just classic mid and bot. You know, I think it's a really solid team comp. On the other side, I like the Swain. I like the Morgana, as we talked about. Shen is a great champion. Lucian was a great pick into it. It's just the Kane. You sit here, you wonder about what are they going to be able to do with that Kane. Strong champion once he becomes Darkened Kane, if he hasn't fallen behind too far, but he really relies on his team to set him up. He doesn't really set himself up, and the thing is, he's going to be running into Braum, who can stun him instantly. He's going to be running into a Darius with his ulti, a Poppy. It's going to be very difficult for Kane here to actually do anything, I feel like. So the question is actually, if you do go Shadow Kane, the blue Kane, you could actually assassinate the Seraph and the Ezreal, and then Radon would be looking low on damage. So perhaps we're going to see that.
Yeah, they're definitely relying on those champions a lot. Now, just before we begin the game, I've got a quick something a little new here. I'm going to start off a clip of the week where people basically take clips from the stream, and we'll be posting the best one between me and Zharp. This week we have a clip from last week's game. Here's a little look.
Player, when he gets to just split push it, get into that side lane.
Oh my god!
That
it disappears.
No.
It's not okay.
He has 10 stacks on his seal.
Riot Games, fix your shit.
Yikes.
And they're gonna.
So, how about that for a one shot?
Yeah, I mean, that game was a weird one. Lucid's Improve was looking really good. The Cassiopeia was really playing so well, was so far ahead. And then Mutlol on the Diana just suddenly started popping off. I was actually flaming him a bit, saying that he was making some questionable decisions. I still think he was in the lane phase, but I mean, he ended up proving that he didn't need a good laning phase to win that game. So impressive play by him there. So We're gonna be
Yeah.
loading into the game soon here.
Just be a little sec, everyone. Leak seems to hate me when I'm streaming.
It's typical.
So I'm trying to avoid doing as much as I can on my computer. It's not a bad computer, but it's a lot outdated, let's say, about 3-4 years old. So I'll need to buy a new one soon. When that happens, the streams will be off the fucking charts. In fact, it won't, so long as I'm here. But with this game played, we're going to have seen all the teams on stream as well. So that'll be quite
All
fun.
8 teams. That's very interesting as well. We've seen everyone. We can start to sort of like say, all right, last time this guy did well, this guy did bad. Is he going to redeem himself? We're going to know the players a bit more. Who's the stars of each team, and who may be the player to watch out for each game.
Yeah. I mean, the first sort of 2 weeks, I guess this week too, it's quite hard to distinguish where teams are because it's quite hard to get in a rhythm of coming on every Friday as well. Like, obviously a lot of people have already have plans, so they can only make some weeks. But I think when we start getting into sort of maybe 4th, 5th week, that's when we're really going to start to see the table take shape and see who the better teams are.
Definitely agree. Unfortunately, we won't see Thallium this week. I was actually pretty excited to see if they are going to 2-0 this week, because that really shows that they are consistent. And if they end up going out 4-0 out of week 2, then they're looking dangerous.
Yeah, just looking at last week, they're definitely a team to watch, in my opinion. They beat Krypton, like we said earlier, who's by no means a weak team. And they also beat Radon. While this was a much weaker Radon team, it doesn't change the fact that they beat them in 20 minutes, which just shows how convincing the win was.
Very impressive. As you say, weakened Radon team, but still pretty impressive win there. So
Their real test, I think, is going to be the first game against Mercury, because Mercury looked really well. They looked really good early game on Wednesday. They're maybe a bit under the weather, but
Mercury might be a team
they're strong.
that could like go up and down here for the first few weeks until they all find themselves and get that team chemistry in there. Then I think Mercury will really start to show themselves as one of the top teams.
Yeah, and it seems, Titanium seem really aggressive here. They're going to be maybe a little slow. It seems Kane might be going to Raptors. Or maybe Red Buff. Shen's hanging about there. But that was actually quite surprising. I wasn't really expecting them to go for that there.
My league's just bucking out, so I'm trying to reconnect quickly.
Oh, that's okay. We've got Darius here. Oh, managed to steal a couple of Raptors from Kane. That's going to hurt him a little bit there. And now Shen, he's sticking around for quite a while to help out with this red buff. Kane has been slowed down due to Darius stealing some of the Raptors there.
Alright, I am actually into game now, so that's good.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, so seems like pretty standard so far, nothing special.
Yeah, Darius gets a super early level 2 because of the meddling with the camps. And Braum, he's taking quite a bit of poke here. Seems Morgana's doing a lot of work. And they get the level 2, they're going all in here.
Oh,
Ezreal in trouble, forcible flash. And Titanium won't push any further. But that's well played there from them.
Or Bilo could have flashed their auto attack the Ezreal, perhaps put on the ignite, but maybe not worth taking the risk doing that. Just take the pressure you got out of it. Darius is level 3 with Shen being level 1.
Wow, stealing that camp has been a massive gain for him. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Shen needs to be careful here. He should be safe on the turret, but He needs to watch out for the next few levels.
Yeah, Darius is so annoying. That passive that just continues to bleed you. And oh, Lucian, they're taking a turret shot.
Yeah, not the best. Makes him equal health to the Ezreal now, which is not what he wanted, that's for sure.
No, he kind of blew a lead a little bit there.
Oh, the Darius. My
so
god.
much damage.
Yeah.
4 stacks
And
there.
the bleed damage as well, helping out with the poke. 4 stacks there, I should say. Probably about 75 to 100 bleeding damage, I guess, on that one. So that's going to poke out the Shen really quickly.
Yeah. It's quite interesting to see Poppy's path. I don't know, on the game against Mercury, Poppy was extremely aggressive, like constantly invaded and getting really good wards down in the enemy jungle. Doesn't seem to be doing that this game though. Maybe just
good thing to
playing a bit
notice here
safer.
is Poppy has gotten both the Scuttle Crabs. I missed that myself, but both the Scuttle Crabs onto the side of Radon here, which is a little bad because the Scuttle Crabs mean so much. I was checking out the farm between the two junglers, and I was surprised that the Poppy was ahead against a jungler like Kayn, but Kayn has apparently managed to miss both of the crabs, so
Yeah.
he's not too far behind, but the Poppy first back here is going to be 32 CS, unless she's going to go into the red side jungle here and perhaps steal away the Raptors. I think she actually is going to do that, and that's going to be
where
like...
Kane's going as well. So if Poppy clears this slow, we
Oh.
might be seeing a fight. There's nothing else really open on the map at the moment in terms
If
of
Poppy
jungle.
does manage to get out of this, then
She
it will
has
be
warded.
the perfect start for her.
Yeah, they've got an early ward so they can see him coming.
She's going to clear it. She's going to leave one for the Kayn. Kayn's going to try and go onto it.
Kane going in.
This is not good. Destroyed,
Ooh.
actually.
Wow.
A lot of damage coming out there from Radon.
I think maybe
Poppy
a
just...
bit miscommunication there. I think Kane went in a bit too early. Not to mention, just standing on a wall next to Poppy is always going to lead to bad news.
thing.
They should have
Good
went in.
example of Synth there, not knowing what Poppy does maybe, or perhaps underestimating the early damage coming out from the Poppy. Probably not used to playing against her in the jungle, so Poppy slams him into the wall, says, well, if you really want to die to me, well, I'll help you out, so.
Yeah, this is going to put the Kane quite a bit behind. He's already a level down, 18 CS, so it's quite interesting. Poppy's not even bagged yet, and she's still doing some work. And it seems
Poppy
like
will
Lucian
have
and
a lot
Morgana
of
are
goal.
stuck in the river here.
Yeah, trying to do the Scuttle Crab, they're actually gonna get it, so that's pretty smart there by the bottom lane from Titanium. Just keeping that away from the Poppy. If the Poppy... Oh!
Oh, and
Say that though, and or Bilo takes a wrong turn there,
Poppy
but
in
maybe
trouble here. The Braum Shield! Saving Poppy there, well played.
Wow. Oh my.
That could have ended really bad for Titanium there, but
Guinea pig
they got away.
just putting up the shield. Oh. Great bindings there from
oh,
from
good,
Bilo,
good dodge
actually.
from Lucian. That could have hurt if he got hit by that. A lot of fighting, but not much
Ooh.
deaths. But I have
Nope.
to say that they're playing it well. Like, no one's going
6 minutes
overly
in.
aggressive. The only aggressive play we have saw has led to a death. And that was the
Yeah,
Kane.
small mistake by the Kayn there. We talked about it, but nothing else really happening. Shen has come back into this lane. He looks decent. He's a bit behind in CS, but considering how it looked at the start, he's done well to get back here.
Yeah, his level 6 is... He's got his level 6 now, so he can definitely help out in some fights. Seems Kane's playing pretty aggressive in the bottom side jungle. So, they know where Poppy is. And a lot of wards in the bottom side river from Titanium. We got 3 in total. Including a scuttle, of course. Which, in fact, is it a scuttle?
It
It
is
looks
indeed.
like it, yeah.
Yeah, lots of wards, as you say. Helps with the vision, obviously.
And another fight between the junglers. Poppy, that was quite some damage. But she seemed to have... Well, it looked like she hit everything.
Kayn is really struggling in this matchup. Like I said in Champ Select, it's not a good matchup for the Kayn, especially once you make that early game mistake of trying to engage onto the Poppy. Probably should have backed out quickly once he saw the Seraph was there. He didn't do that, so... Poppy
Yeah.
trying to steal away the red buff here. Actually, they're equal on CS now. Now Kane's actually ahead for a short bit here.
There's no way they can contest this. They're just...
Poppy is going to steal away.
They can maybe
Ooh.
bait the Poppy here.
Is he going to make the
Kane
same
has
mistake
6.
again?
He got
The
Shen
Shen
ulted.
comes through.
Poppy in trouble.
Whoa.
Swain, he can maybe get some damage on Darius here.
Poppy.
Darius ult. Oh my
No,
god.
no.
Lots of flashes, lots of fighting. Everywhere on the map.
Yeah. Swain, we see the power of him there. Poppy biting off more than she can chew there. Taking the red buff, trying to take the team fight out of that as well. As we see, Kane's gonna go on to Raider here,
Zerth has no mana. He's going to be in a lot of trouble here.
and it's gonna lead to nothing. Early game, Kane doesn't have any damage really. Needs some follow up by his teamate.
Morgana,
Now, Barlow's
extremely
gonna ult.
aggressive here.
That's gonna be a kill. No matter what Guinea Pig does here, that's gonna be a kill.
Yeah.
The
Ezreal
Ezreal
just
cannot help him.
poke as much as he can and
But
just get out.
Barlow unfortunately gets that. Probably not what Titanium wanted, but it's a kill nonetheless. It's gonna help them out. It's really well played by Titanium, getting that mid lane fight, just collapsing onto the Puppy, who this time was the one who went overly aggressive. So
Yeah, a little unfortunate that the kill went over to the Morgana. They could really do with that in the Lucian. But they're going to get some decent damage on this tower from that death. They might even get it. Swain is coming down to lend some support.
yeah, I think Swain should just stay mid here. You're not going to be able to get the turret.
But yeah, the wave's not in their favour.
There's a wave coming in. They don't have a lot of wave clear on the side of Titanium unless they want to use all their mana, which would just put them open to pressure. And
And
Brom's coming back in here,
Brom
but
and Ezreal here.
now it might be good for Glaze to be here actually, because
And they gets a root on the Ezreal, forcing the flash, and Brom's in
Glaze-
trouble. Wow,
Well played there.
That was a
Wow.
really nice bait from the bot lane
Guinea
of
Pig
Titanium.
a bit too aggressive there, not expecting the Swain to be there. And Shen has a red buff. Oh, he picked up the kill from the Poppy, obviously.
Yeah, that was quite a while ago. That should be running out soon.
Yeah.
But he's getting some good damage on this Darius.
And indeed it is, but that has helped him get back into this lane even more. But you say that, and then you look at the farm differential. It's absolutely incredible. It's almost 40 CS already. So
Yeah, Darius is just such a bully in lane. And Poppy taking insane damage from the Morgana.
the Poppy is starting to struggle here after getting the perfect start. Actually,
Wow, Poppy was one tick away from the ignite there from
got
dying.
the first recall with having the first blood and also 40 CS at the time, and that is 5 minutes ago thereabouts. And only since then, died once, got 22 CS more. So I don't know. It's a bit of a mistake here, being overly aggressive, dying when she could have just got the red buff, run out of the red side jungle, and cleared her own jungle. So
Yeah, a lot going on in the map here. Seems that Radon has secured the Rift Child. That's going to be huge. That might end up landing first turret up top lane.
very early herald there, actually.
But I'm really liking Titanium and their ward and bot side. I mean, you look at all the wards they have placed, they seem pretty safe there.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the right decision.
And
Playing around bot side here, the Lucian and the Morgana is winning bot right now quite heavily. Ezreal isn't going to have the same pressure as Lucian for a long time, so right now perhaps you want to come down here with the Kayn and the Shen ulti and make a 4-man dive
Yeah,
if you are Titanium.
Yeah, Zharp looked to be on his way there. I can't see him getting caught out. They've got 2 wards in that whole vicinity.
Yeah. The thing with the Seraph is obviously you have to be wary of the fact that he can just walk a little bit down in the jungle and put down the ultis. They have such a long range, so I think that was Raider just checking if the Titanium bot lane was going to make a play there and being ready to ulti in case he had to pick up anyone.
Yeah, good decision. Recognised he wouldn't get anything, so he just got back to lane quick.
Goes back to mid, has a great CS advantage in the mid lane also.
Yeah.
41 CS at this moment in time, and that really opens up for this Seraph to take over the game, unless Glaze can do something here.
Glaze, he's doing insane damage to
Ooh,
Raider, but Poppy's
Raider
on her way.
has both his sums.
And Darius. Seems Glaze is gonna die here.
Shen comes in, that's a bad... Ooh.
That's just unfortunate there. He done some really good damage on Raider there. It seems not going to be able
That's
to do
an-
anything else mid lane.
An unfortunate Shen ulti there, you could have used it somewhere else, but Titanium thought that they could keep the Swain alive there. Unfortunately, Glazed ended up taking too much damage and died before the Shen ulti came through. So, hopes
Yeah.
up for the Kane to be able to take the Raptors from Poppy, but it's a small win after a big loss.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you look at this, you look at the gold lead, and it's not much different. Like, minus the tower that we lost just now. It's just all purely on
First
farm.
turret comes in. The help from Herald there. Also going to get to headbutt the second tier turret as well.
And oh, it
Not
seems
the
like
best.
been
Guinea Pig's
caught
going to be
again.
caught out again. His flash isn't up. It's 10 seconds away from being up.
They're in trouble here. They could possibly try and proxy this next blue wave, but Raider
Yes,
is
his
on his
flash
way.
up now though. And this is my point. This is when you need the Shen ulti. This is when the
Morgana's
Shen
going
ulti
in.
could have been good.
Lucian, he's taking third damage and he's got no mana. This is
Titanium need to get out. They need to leave Orbulo here.
that damage on the Lucian. He's forced to flash. He's still got his heal.
Zharp doesn't have ulti.
Titanium
Glazed.
a bit too aggressive there.
Ooh.
This is going to cost him a lot. Nice
Glazed
flash.
going too far forward. Needs to flash away.
Nothing else will comes out of that, but a bit aggressive from Titanium there. That cost him quite a lot.
Yeah, it's a call you can make if you have the Shen ulti up, but unfortunately it was used in the mid lane just before, so you cannot make that play without the Shen ulti. You need to just stay calm and think about what you're doing. I think it was a bit too much there for Titanium, so
You shouldn't make a play like that, especially in bot lane where you're actually winning.
yeah. Nonetheless, though, it's nice to see them being aggressive. They're up against Radon here, who is one of the better teams, and I mean they're showing they're not scared of making plays.
Yeah, to be a big team like Radon, you're gonna have to make some risky plays to try and get on top of them. They're doing that, it's just not being successful.
For sure.
I think the biggest discrepancy here is the farm. It's quite big. Like kill wise,
farm's
they're doing
definitely
fine.
An advantage of Radon all over the board. They're just ahead in CS, and that's really what's hurting the gold difference here alongside the two turrets.
The Lucian here should get bot tower.
Yeah, Titanium might be able to get the bots.
Oh, the
out
poppy,
here.
the damage. It's a full
Ooh.
combo off on Swain.
Beautifully played there with the ulti as well to just keep him in that second part of the queue. Yeah. I think you just saw the Poppy in there. You don't really have any vision in there on the side of Titanium. I think you got to be careful about walking in because there's so many walls that the Poppy can just slam you into, and when she's done that, she's gonna do a lot of damage to you.
Yeah, exactly. And Lucian here, take a lot of damage. He's forced to blow his
Ooh.
ultimate. Lucian.
Actually,
wow, his
Orbulo.
burst.
Yeah.
Morgana. Oh, well, that's,
Oh,
she
might be able
gets
to get
it.
the kill here. Oh wow.
Poppy being super aggressive.
Shen ulti coming in late, but
Kane's
she's
coming
gonna
in.
come
He
through.
might be able to
No, he's
finish
not.
them off, but Raider's coming. Oh, he dodges one of them.
Good ulti there to dodge one of the ultis.
Oh, and he's gonna die for that.
Yeah, but that's what I was talking about. You see the Q there being denied by the Puppy, and that's what her W does, and that's why Kane, in my opinion, was a pretty bad pick in this game. So it looked like he was coming back. Now the Puppy's just popping off. 4-1. It's gonna be difficult for Kane to really walk around in his own jungle now.
Yeah, everything went wrong for them there. They didn't even get the turret for that either. And now a TP's coming. It seems like they're going to get bot turret first as well.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of miscommunication in the bot lane from Titanium there, Orbulo and Ethos. Orbulo looked like he saw the Puppy coming. He wanted to back off, but Ethos didn't really notice. He was busy throwing out his ultimate, and that's just unfortunate. Maybe they could have gotten the kill onto Braum earlier. They're gonna catch out Darius here, but
Wow, this is quite a lot of damage they're doing.
oh, a lot of damage. Blade of the Ruined King Lucian. But again, it's the Morgana picking up the kill. It's not what you want if you're Titanium right now.
Oh no.
4-1. It's good having the kills, but that kill really should have gone over to someone else. Unfortunately, I think it was the Ignite tick that took it away there.
Yeah, they've been extremely unfortunate with the way these kills are going. And Braum, he's been rooted
Another
here.
great catch, and this is what you can do if you
Wow.
are Titanium.
Poppy coming
Yeah.
in on her own. It gets 3 or 4 people with her ult
Oh!
there. And oh my god, are Titanium going to win this
But the
fight?
Swain is just doing so much damage.
Wow, well played from Titanium.
Oh, we're gonna see the
Glaze,
ult.
he's
His
gonna be
Glaze needs
forced.
to dodge this.
One more. He dodges them all. Well played, Titanium.
Oh, one more actually.
They should be able to get the bot tower now. No one can contest this.
Really well played by Titanium. They are playing the team fight perfectly, and we saw what the team comp can do. We talked about it in Champ Select. Morgana, she lands that Q, which obviously has such a long duration. I think once it's level 5, it's 2.5 seconds. So that gives a lot of time for Glaze to walk in, hit his own E, just to like continue stacking up the CC, and everyone can collapse and do the damage. So.
Yeah, they've definitely brought themselves back into the game as well. I mean, last I checked the scoreboard, they're about 6-7k behind, and now it's about 3,000.
3,000 there, 3.5. Shen as well.
A lot of shutdown gold from the Poppy too.
True. Obviously, new shutdown gold in this patch. There's a whole new system. With that one, you get a lot of gold from people like the Poppy, as you mentioned, who was on a killing spree. So Shen as well, got a mention. Currently, like, really far behind in CS, but still, just because of the nature of Shen, just useful in so many other aspects. The taunt, the auto attack blocking, the ulti, obviously with the shield. So he's made himself useful. He's behind in lane, but it doesn't matter if you can just join the team fight and be helpful.
Yeah, you go for
Someone has to react to the Radon bot lane right now, because they're pushing up into the inner turret here.
Yeah, they're going to get a lot of free damage on this before Shen arrives. And even then, I think he's going to get poked out to the point he can't do anything. But it looks like Glaze is on his way there. So maybe something will happen mid lane. I mean bot lane.
Kane's going to take a fight here. It's going to be a fight.
He's went in 1v3.
Again, the Poppy ulti or the Poppy W just completely counters him, and he's dead.
He gets the Shen ult.
Oh, they should get Darius here.
The Poppy ult saves Darius, and Lucid
Actually,
take
no.
a lot of damage from both Raider and Poppy. Wow. Massive miscommunication there. Kane going in on his own with zero follow-up. Getting completely shut down.
Yeah, a late Shen ultimate there. It's a little sad to see, because it was a smart play by Titanium, and Glaze just walking in, not really respecting the damage. Ezreal, he has his Mirror Mana now, he has his Trinity Force, and everything Titanium got just before is gone now. So
Yeah, it's back up to almost 8,000 lead again. Everything went wrong for them there again.
unlucky. You look at the map, they actually have a lot of vision control. It's actually really impressive, but it's just not helping out when they make mistakes in the team fights. Individual mistakes, mechanical mistakes, that's not something that Boards is going to fix. So, unfortunately, it looks set for a Radon victory here. In this elo and this meta, it's pretty difficult to make a comeback with this state of the game as it is.
Yeah, games tend to be extremely quick, so it's really hard for teams to get back into the game once they fall like 9,000 behind.
Yeah.
Though Titanium did do it before earlier in the game, but they're going to need a really good team fight again.
Yeah,
And
but you're looking at the champions and you're like, where's the power spike coming from? Because if you look at Radon, you're like, the Seraph is only going to get stronger, the Darius is only going to get tankier, the Ezreal is only going to get stronger. You're looking at Titanium, you're like, this Lucian who has to get his Essence Reaver, it looks like. I mean, that helps a little bit, but no one else really has anything that's going to help a lot, and you can see he just tickles the Darius there.
Yeah, it doesn't help that he's not been getting the kills either. It's just only assists he's been receiving, which really hurts the team.
Could have maybe set with the Essence Reaver already if he had gotten the kills, but they're gonna look for a play here.
I think Titanium should just back out here. Look, they're not strong enough at the moment. And that's a lot of damage from both Zharp and Ezreal. And Poppy going in and gets the Q on Morgana.
Wow.
Gets the ult. Oh, ow. Wow, well played from Poppy. She hit everything.
Yeah. I mean, Radar as well, all the ultis was hitting impressive play as well, and Radon, over the course of 5 minutes, just completely took over this game. There's no doubt anymore. Unless Titanium figures out something really soon, Radon's gonna run away with this.
Yeah, Shen is like the tankiest person on their team, and even he is getting absolutely shredded from the players here.
Oh, gets stunned up there. Can't use the W.
I don't think they're even going to get the
going to go down. This could be the end here if they manage to get Obarlo here as well.
Yeah.
They're going to get...
Ooh. Oh my god. Couldn't even get 1 second of the ult off.
Could perhaps be the end. We're going to see here what Radon decides to do.
This
They're going to go for the top.
Inhibs at least.
Probably get the top in here. Back, use the gold. Go back. Maybe get a Baron. I don't think you want to get a Baron here. There's no need to really get it. And yeah, I think this game is as close as it can be to being over.
Yeah, they just reset Baron. Get a Drake, I suppose, while you're done there.
Yeah.
Just
the question is, if you're Radon right now, do you need the Baron to end the game? I would say no, and the Kayn might be behind the Puppy, but he does have a 2 Mountain Dragon Smite, you know, so... Do you wanna risk that against a team with 2 Mountain Dragons? I wouldn't do it personally, but the thing is, if you do go bot, you obviously open up for Titanium to take the Baron, but...
Yeah, I think Radon's strong enough to the point we could just bait Baron.
Yeah.
The second Kayn or anyone gets close, just immediately collapse on them and end.
Probably send the Darius bot lane, have him back here, refill his mana, put him bot lane. He obviously beats the Shen really hard. He has a way of cancelling a Shen ulti as well.
Kayn's been caught out, and he's taking a lot of damage.
Kayn's gonna get caught out here. He's dead. Yeah.
Wow, this should be game now.
So that makes the Baron decision a lot easier. And Poppy.
Wow. She almost half health to Morgana there.
Yeah. Or Barlow not expecting it. Darius is gonna kill the Lucian as well. It's gonna bleed out, and I mean the Darius isn't going to die here. He's too tanky. He does too much damage.
Tanky. He's got Guardian Angel. He's never gonna die.
He has the Conqueror running as well. Meanwhile, they're doing Baron.
This
Darius
should be game.
draws in the Shen. Shen's gonna die as well here. It's gonna bleed out. Or maybe not. Not with those amount of stacks.
Seems just gonna run it down mid.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be game here. The 2 damage dealers from Titanium, they're down. A lot of minions coming in here. Bilo just running in and dying. Unfortunate game here for Titanium. They looked promising early on, and Radon just overtook it.
Yeah, I think the big weakness of Titanium this game was the team fights. There was, minus the one team fight where they won, it just seemed to be a massive miscommunication going on.
A lot of mechanical mistakes as well, which is something that maybe is, or maybe stems from the fact that these guys might not play their champions all that much. I'm not too sure, but mechanical mistakes cost the game a little bit. The team fights could have been closer. There was a lot of team fights that Titanium could have won if they played it a bit better. In the end, I don't know. It's a deserved victory for Radon. Titanium, they need to hold their heads up high here. They look decent. The bot lane was doing really well until the Poppy gank unfortunately destroyed that. But I still think you try this team comp again, you don't use the Kayn, who takes too long in this meta to scale up to be useful. You try and maybe have a jungle Xin Zhao or something with a bit more early pressure, and I really think this could work out for Titanium. They weren't that bad. It's just unfortunately a bit of a mechanical mistake, and obviously some decision-making mistakes as well.
Yeah, they're definitely a team with potential. I mean, they bet Radon on a fight where they were like around about 7,000 gold down. And to win a fight like that against a team what we consider sort of top tier is really impressive. They just need to work a bit more on their team fighting, I think, and they should be fine.
Yeah, as you say, that's really what just shows that they can be there. They can win games. There's just a few mistakes to fix, and hopefully they'll be able to fix that. So
yeah, also getting some of the newer results in as well from the other games. It seems that Thallium is now 3-0, beating Mercury.
Yeah, Thallium beating Mercury is something we were having our eyes on. It looks there from the scoreboard. It was a pretty decisive victory. 26 minutes it looks like, and a lot of good scores on the side of Thallium. So Thallium continues to just be really impressive. You gotta say, Mercury, they were playing with a substitute today. They don't have Joachim in the mid lane. They are playing with a guy called Virus, as far as I know. So maybe that holds them back a little bit there. But I mean, Thallium's still looking good.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. Yeah, they're actually looking to be the team to beat this split from what I'm seeing. I mean, they beat our top 3 seeded teams, or what we predicted to be the top 3.
Yeah.
So
Actually, hearing from Banjo Brom here, the mid laner from Thallium, that they were using a substitute as well. So I guess it was evened out in that way. So yeah, impressive by Thallium once again. I'm very excited to see them going forward. I believe they have a game streamed next week, which I'm gonna be very excited to see personally.
yeah, I'd really like to see them again. They're looking like a really promising team, and if they keep this up, they're going to be the team to beat this split, I feel. Anyway, we're going to take a quick short break. Stay tuned. We're going to be streaming Osmium vs Mercury next. We shouldn't be too long. Okay everyone, we're back, and now we're going to be streaming Osmium vs Mercury. You hyped for this game, Zharp?
Very. Osmium obviously just won their first game against Xenon. Mercury coming out of a loss, unfortunately, but it's Titanium, so hopefully they can pick themselves up, don't tilt, and perhaps they can win this one.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised with Mercury's start, if I'm being completely honest with you. Like, all the bigger teams seem to be, how should we say it, losing.
Yeah,
but that makes an exciting split, right?
You say that, and in the end, Mercury has played against Radon, they've played against Thallium now, that's their 2 losses, right? So, Mercury did beat out Xenon, which is what we would expect from them. On a good day, Mercury should be able to go toe-to-toe with anyone, but unfortunately just losing out to Radon and Thallium, but it's no shame. They're going up against Osmium here. If you are Mercury, if you are Rain, who is the team captain, you want to see them win this one. You want to go out of week 2 being 2-2, and then looking to go 2-0 for week 3.
Yeah, it should be really, really fun. Anyway, we're going to jump into Champ Select in a second, so it'll be interesting to see what who we see. So, what champions are you expecting to see, Zharp?
I'm expecting to see some sort of like similar things to what we saw last game. Lucian should be prioritized here. Vladimir, maybe the Ornn if he's not banned. I think we're gonna see a lot of what we have seen. I don't think we're gonna see anything special, but then again, you can never really know. We see that Osmium in the game they won against Xenon earlier actually pulled out some fun champions like the Graves jungle, which is something we actually haven't seen a lot, although it's pretty strong right now. And I mean, the Ryze mid lane as well, also something we haven't seen a lot. So maybe we're going to see that for this game as well.
Yeah, and we're seeing the Ornn ban first. I mean,
Ornn ban's coming out.
We spoke about Ornn earlier. He's trash now that he's lost a game on stream. So
Yeah.
I don't know why they would use that ban, right?
Ornn lost the game, he wants to redeem himself, but he's not getting the chance to do it. Banned in both of the games we've watched so far. Camille's going to go away as well. Camille's a strong champion. The Osmium played it in their game before against Xenon. I believe that was, if I'm not mistaken, Morgan Freeman, their top laner, who was playing that. So obviously that helped them win. Maybe Mercury feels like the Camille's not fun to play against, so they're going to ban that one out.
Yeah.
Fiddlesticks banned, Cassiopeia banned. Cassiopeia, Lucis improved, looked so good on it in lane last week, and then Modlol, we saw it in the clip of the week, just completely destroyed that Cassiopeia and everyone else on the map. So, but not to underestimate Lucis improve. His Cassiopeia looked so good. He looked really impressive. So banning that out. Zoe banned as well. Zoe, I keep saying it's just a strong champion, just a solid ban if you don't want to play against it. And the Ezreal ban coming out. So
quite interesting, especially Osmium, because they were actually a team that's almost made up again from scratch today, with a lot of the players not believing they were part of the main team. They thought they were subs, and they basically got told, no, you're one of us, you're going to be playing weekly. So, I mean, like we said last week, Osmium could only go uphill, and it seems they have by beating Xenon earlier today. Yeah.
Mercury banning 3 champions that Osmium has actually just played right now in the previous game. So, Mercury, obviously, with some information there, and we're going to see Jinx perhaps. It's being hovered, and it is going to be locked in.
Yeah.
And we're going to see Graves as a follow-up.
It's quite fun seeing Jinx again. I really like her as a champion. She's just like so fun to play, in my opinion. Just with I just love global ults, man. Like if you get to shoot something across the map and kill someone, it's like the most satisfying thing ever.
Yeah.
And we did
Jinx
see that Wednesday as well when Jinx was picked for Radon.
Yep. Going to be countered by the Lucian. Might be a bot lane matchup that we're going to see quite a bit here. The Jinx and the Lucian. As far as spot lane goes, I think we're going to see Lucian each game at least. So
yeah, Lucian and Jinx are definitely the best 2 ADs at the moment, in my opinion. Kai'Sa's sort of up there, but as you said earlier, Vageblade has hurt her, so it's just not the same.
Ezreal's up there as well, obviously, but banned this game, so he's not on the table. So they pick
Lucio,
Jinx and
Lulu. I
Lucian.
don't know why I said Lucio. This is not Overwatch. I was sort of looking at Lucian and Lulu at the same time. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's very similar. But yeah, Lulu coming out.
Just such a good support. She's just
Yeah.
really versatile in what she can do.
Yeah.
I mean, she's essentially got 7 abilities, or 6 rather,
Lulu's-
because Q
yeah.
only has 1 ability.
Yeah. Vladimir as well, so this is one of the first times we're actually going to be able to see Vladimir played. He's such a strong champion.
Hopefully this time we don't see a Vladimir get 1 shot.
Yeah, hopefully, but we might be seeing a Vladimir that does 1 shot here. It is Villavirus, the player we talked about, who's stepping in here for Joachim. So he's a bit of an unknown player. We
Yeah.
don't really know how much he's gonna do, but
It's definitely a big loss for Mercury losing him this week, because they could really do with him.
yeah, definitely. But
What are you going to do? I mean, your
We're gonna
players
have to
aren't
see.
going to always show up because of commitments, and that's fair enough.
yeah, that's what's gonna happen in a league like this. I mean, Villa gets to have the Vladimir here. Vladimir is a great pick. Villa is probably not a bad player, so maybe something could come out of that. So, bunch of bands coming out: the Janna band, Kennen band, Shaco.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised we haven't seen a Kennen. Apparently he's actually quite good at the moment in top lane.
Yeah, maybe it was going to come out here. Maybe some information from Osmium about the Mercury team, but gets banned out. I think it's interesting with the Shaco and the Kane ban.
Yeah.
I don't really know where that comes from. Obviously, Mercury sees that Osmium was lacking their jungler, but the Kane, again, I just think it's such a bad champion at the moment. He doesn't really do anything, and Shaco, don't really know. Maybe Osmium, they like playing Shaco, so
Yeah, that's the only explanation I could come with for banning the Shaco. I mean, he's not really good at any team composition. Yeah, sure, he's good at picking people off, but other than that, that's really it. And against the
Yeah.
Lulu, I don't think it's that good anyway, because if he jumps on the Lucian, his Lulu can just automatically shield him, ult him, and by that point, Shaco can't really do anything.
exactly. Malphite's going to come out here from Mercury. Good top laner to give to Hendo. Swain and Sejuani. Sejuani's made a resurgence of sorts, come back into the meta, and is one of the better junglers yet again. You can run her 2 different ways, so I'm excited to see what Osmium is going to do with that one. You can go fleet footwork, or you can go aftershock. The fleet footwork gives you a bit more sustain, a bit better of a better way of fighting people. If you have a long fight, you sort of heal up a little bit with the fleet footwork, but aftershock makes you tanky for a few seconds. We all know what it does. It does a bit of damage. It's really, really good for these sort of short skirmishes. So that's probably it's going to be very interesting to see what Socha Ninja is going to do with the Sejuani, which way he's going to play her. So Tom Kent's going to be finished out, making sure he can keep the Jinx safe. So it's all about the Jinx, and if you're on Mercury, you want to just have the Vladimir dive into the back line, kill as many people as he can, and trying to get out, and then Jinx with the cleanup.
Yeah, I'm really liking the Tam Kench pick. It just opens up so many opportunities for the team. It also allows them to play a little bit more aggressive. So Jinx doesn't have to watch her back with any mistake that she makes. She always knows that she's got Tam to protect her back.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Osmium, and it's actually a little bit difficult for them to get onto the Jinx. I mean, you have the Irelia, but Irelia is as much as it's a broken champion, it's still pretty difficult to play. The stun's difficult to hit, especially if Jinx has already has her passive rolling. She's going to be very quick. She's going to move around quickly. It's going to be difficult for the Irelia to get onto her. You want to land the ulti as well, so the Jinx can't auto attack. It's going to come down a lot here to Lucid and Proof, who looked so promising in the game we saw last week. But is he going to be able to do the same here? He's up against a substitute player from Mercury, and How
Yeah.
good is Villa? We're gonna have to see that. He has the Vladimir. It's a great pick. Overall, I mean, so he has all the tools available to really prove himself here. But he is a substitute, and how well does he know these guys? So.
Yeah. Luz has to be really careful with his ultimate. But if he gets the Jinx caught up in that, then that's just so good. That's like a good couple of seconds where Jinx can't really do anything. There's like the perfect opportunity to jump on her. But again, with the Tam there, it's extremely difficult. Because even if you do get on top, like Tam's just going to eat her. And then
For sure.
what do you
For
do
sure.
after that?
If you're Cloud here, as he's called, good Philippe, you really just want to make sure you eat the Jinx every single time. I mean, that's your main priority. Make sure Jinx is safe. Keep her peeled off. If she gets into trouble, get hit by a Sejuani ultimate, Aurelia stun, anything like that, you just get her out of there quickly, put her into her belly, and just run away with her. So, yeah, interesting to see. Tompkins can work against you as well sometimes, but it has to be played well. If played well, it's such a good champion. But if you eat the Jinx at the wrong time, where she could have really just done a lot of DPS, then you might lose that fight. So
Yeah.
a lot rides on the shoulders of Cloud here.
A really like an aggressive Tam Kedge, you know, someone who's like eats the ADC and like gets in behind the mid laner, like near their turret. Like
Yeah.
I love plays like that, but I guess we'll see how it goes. Obviously, because the teams are sort of like just used to playing with each other, I don't think we'll see anything that rash just yet. But who knows? Anyway, we're about to jump in the game. Got a couple seconds left.
Mm. Ah, that's rip. Into loading screen here.
Okay, so we've said a lot about the teams. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how each team plays. Obviously, it looks like Mercury's win condition is the Jinx. They just get her fed. Hopefully, it doesn't happen like last game, where all the kills went over to the support. In that case, the Morgana.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
shuts your ADC out of the game.
Main late game is what you're aiming for if you're Mercury, right? I mean, Vladimir, he just gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and Jinx, once she has 3 or 4 items, she becomes really strong. I'm excited to see how Rain is going to build her here. He has pressed the attack, which I don't know. I haven't really checked out the whole Jinx craze, but I would have assumed that he was going to take fleet footwork, but comes out with the press the attack here, and obviously gives a bit more DPS, but also hurts a little bit when it comes to sustainability.
Oh yeah, definitely. But Jinx is just crazy in general. I would have liked to have seen like something ballsy, something like a lethal tempo. Like just go full attack speed, you know.
Ooh,
Just
yeah.
see those rockets fly everywhere. That'd be quite fun.
We are loaded in now, so once again, level 1. Neither team has a great level 1 in my own opinion. So should probably just look to defend the entrances to the jungle, and that should be it.
Yeah, I think both teams here should just play it safe. I mean, like you said, they're pretty weak. Unless you've got like a champion with a really good engage, like I wouldn't really bother going in
Not
with
a
an invade.
not a single good level 1 champion in this game, in my own opinion. Maybe Swain with the E start could be pretty decent, but everyone else not really the best. Needs more of their abilities to be able to do anything.
Or they should just go all in, man. They should like just get like max stacks in the Kench, eat them.
A lot of people emoting here at the start, or
Seems to be a
taunting,
party
I
going on
guess.
over there.
Yeah, it's the directed camera really like showing these emoting champions.
This is why I always have directed camera on, man.
It's
It
absolutely
shows you
great.
some interesting stuff at times.
But
Anyway, it looks like it's just
no
gonna
more
be
time
a
for
standard
jokes.
red.
Yeah, Graves is gonna start red as well, and I mean, it's pretty common now, the red buff, because you don't get level 3 after your second buff. It's just so important to start red. Also with the whole fighting over Scuttle Crab, it's really important just having that red buff. If you're blue buff going in against the red buff, fighting for that Scuttle Crab, the red buff just does so much more. So
Yeah, I mean it's League of Scuttle Crabs at the moment, isn't it?
really is absolutely horrible part of the game at the moment. So Scuttle Crab's way too broken. Like, it's half the time it's just 50-50 whether or not you get him. If you're unlucky, it happens to me all the time in solo queue. The enemy jungler just walks in, sees by pure luck that you're doing the Scuttle Crab, and smites it away from you. So
Yeah, I think that's definitely happened to us all at some point. It's really frustrating though, because it just takes so long to kill it now.
that's when you just calm yourself down and you hit enter, you type in FF15, and it's all good again.
And Aurelia, wow, going in
Aurelia,
there.
yeah,
Ignite
that's-
should finish him off. Well played from
Hit.
Aurelia.
Hits the stun, gets the ignite down, loses improve. It's just I don't
He's
know.
been playing really well from the stream
Something
games we've
something
seen.
with him in lane phases and solo killing the enemy mid laner. I don't know what's going on there. So
Yeah,
does
he's
it
still
yet
got
again?
He's still got 2 pots left. Okay, he's got one now. 'Cause he just had one. But it just shows like how little damage he took as well. 'Cause you'd expect him to like struggle in the first couple levels just due to the fact that it's a ranged melee matchup. But
Yeah.
just seemed to have went right in the second hit level like 2 or 3, and it was
So impressive. And they're gonna try and bait in the Vladimir here. As we can see, they're both standing top side of mid, and Villa needs to be careful. Are they both gonna recall here? They are.
okay, yeah.
So.
They were on top of a ward, so I don't think Vlad's
Nothing
gonna fall
special
for that.
there.
But you can see it because of the character portrait, which doesn't help. Other than that, it's been quite a, I guess, a slow game you could say. But again, none of these champions are amazing early, so they're just gonna. Well, Lucian's good, but against the Tam Kench, you sort of wonder, is there any point in going all in, because you're never gonna get damage on the Jinx really, unless
No.
Bolly makes some catastrophic mistake.
Yeah.
It seems like Sejuani's coming down. Jinx.
Yeah.
looks to
Sultra
be warding,
Ninja
so they have
walking
seen it.
down here.
There might be a fight here if Graves is going in. Okay, nothing's gonna come out of this.
Yeah, I wouldn't look for the fight here. You really just want this early game to be over with as fast as possible if you're Mercury. Just get to the team fighting phase, get a few items onto your carries, and then they should really be able to pop off. Lucis improve, early solo kill here, but Villa is staying close. They're up there on the CS, so only the kill to differentiate between the two.
Yeah, and Sejuani's sticking close to mid. If they can get this Aurelia snowballing, it's going to be extremely hard for Mercury to get back in the game, I feel. Because like, the second
Agreed.
a Fed Aurelia gets on top of a Jinx, like even
Yeah.
with a Tam, it's really difficult to deal with.
Yeah, definitely agree with that one. So it's all about just not letting the game snowball out of your hands early game here, because you do have the late game. There's no doubt about it, and I mean,
Yeah, though it's definitely
you
hard
have
to hit the late game in this meta.
yeah, that's the thing. I was gonna mention that as well. You have to be really smart if you want to hit late game. You have to know what you're doing.
Aurelia going in for some really good damage again.
Yeah.
Not going to fully commit there, but I think it was a good move considering the wave wasn't really in Aurelia's favour there.
Yeah, I mean, has bone plating, we saw there, the Aurelia, so it's not really possible for for Villa to trade, like in a quick trade, because the bone plating just gives you so much trade potential. So.
Ooh,
Oh, Hendo's
Swain.
going in onto Morgank here.
He's taking a lot of damage.
Nothing's gonna come out of it, but Morgank needs to back, because once Hendo has his ultimate, that's a solo kill right there.
Yeah,
So
I was about to say, if Hendo had his ult there, that was definitely a dead Swain.
actually
Or-
has the ulti up still, Morgank on the Swain, which is a bit surprising to me because it doesn't cost any mana to cast, so you could have cast that for free. And maybe baited in Hendo
maybe he was
into
just
taking a
so
bad fight.
confident. He's like, I'm not gonna die.
Perhaps. Hendo gets his ultimate now. A little bit behind on experience, maybe, but shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. I mean, CS wise, it's not terribly far off. I mean, the Swain Malphite, the Swain being sort of ranged, it's a bit of a pain to deal with as a Malphite, but he's going for the early cloak, so he shouldn't be taking that much damage from Swain's abilities.
No, good choice there. I feel like by Hendo's probably going to go into Spectre's Cowl. Once he backs here, I don't think he's used his skull yet, and he hasn't, I think. So should look to recall pretty soon. Finish that Spectre's Cowl and just make sure you like. He should never die to the Swain once he has that finished.
Yeah, though definitely the word never is a wise one to use, just in case there's some misplays. But I think in a few weeks' time we'll start seeing really somewhat decent gameplay, just with the fact that teams will be synergized a lot better than they are at the moment.
I agree.
But it doesn't mean we haven't seen great plays though. It's been like,
we
a
saw
lot to watch.
Thallium last week looked really good, and Radon in this first game didn't actually look that bad either. So still seeing some decent plays here, and it's hopefully only gonna get better, as you say.
Yeah, plus for all the viewers, from week 4 onwards, myself and Zharp will be discussing the streamed games. So that's going to be really fun, because it's going to be all the sort of hype games that actually have value and meaning to the teams.
Yeah, obviously the reason that's happening from week... Oh, gonna wait with that thought for a minute. He still has pool, I think, or maybe not.
Vlad's
No,
dying, and
it would have come out.
Oh,
Had it.
she doesn't die.
Oh,
Wow.
gonna survive. No, that's horrible. That's so bad for Villa, unfortunately.
The Tam Kench going in.
Oh,
He misses.
Cloud's
He's
gonna
flashing
come in. Oh, Flash Ignite. That's
He
a
does
skillful
get the
play
ignite,
right
though.
there.
That's well played.
Beautifully played by the Tam Kench. Nothing to falter there. What a play.
That's well
Ultimate,
said.
Flash Ignite. Beautiful.
That was worth it.
Mechanically profound.
But that's what I said. I love an aggressive Tam Kench, and that was like as aggressive as you could get there. Like,
Ooh, could
straight
see
into
some more
flash.
aggression here. Actually, he really likes that pink word, so he wants to get that
bait
one
here
out.
with the Graves,
He
but Brave
doesn't actually.
should be spotted by the control ward.
Yeah. Has to back out as well. But yeah, reason that's happening from week 4 onwards is obviously, although there is some more hypey matchups here at the start of the split as well, we don't know yet which teams are going to be close, which teams are going to be the top teams, and once we get around to week 5, we're going to have a better idea of which games mean something in order to get to playoffs, get first seed, second seed, all that kind of good stuff. So that's the reason it's going to be happening after week 4.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed with a couple of late games from last split, how you'd maybe see games that just didn't have anything to them. Like games that are almost free that you could literally just pick 10 random champions and play.
Yeah.
So we want to try and avoid that this split. But obviously with the first 3 weeks, you want to try and give everyone an equal streaming time. And we'll
everyone
still try
should
and take that
be.
into consideration, but I guess we'll see.
Everyone should be on stream it. Look at Aurelia, she takes no damage once that bone plating is up, so...
Yeah, she's done decent damage to the Vlad. She can just keep doing this over and over until she gets him low, then she could just go in.
Sheeny's coming in from behind here, but I think this is a bad play. You're not going to be able to kill anyone.
Yeah.
I can bet you Aurelia won't go down like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it really easily.
Sheeny has to gank top lane now. It's not I know it's just a Malphite, and getting him ahead is not like the ideal situation, but the Swain is a free kill, much easier kill than the bot lane or the Aurelia, and Hendo has all the CC in the world.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, don't mention about Hendo, he's actually doing pretty well farm-wise. He's actually keeping up. I was expecting it to be
Hendo is having
bigger
a very
difference.
good game so far. Yeah.
Hendo has been impressing me through the games we've seen so far.
Yeah, it's a very solid top laner. Knows how to play the tanks, which is something that comes in handy so many times over the split. So
It's a shame we couldn't see Ornn again.
yeah, unfortunately,
Been really aggressive
not
here. The
gonna happen.
Graves. That's a lot of damage, but he's gonna get baited in.
Sheeny, he tried finishing it off with the ulti, but it
He's
misses.
trying to get the
Sheeny
Tam.
needs to get close to the wall so he can get eaten here.
Well played from Tam. Way in there just to try and get the Graves.
Good
and
communication
gets to
from
swallow him.
Mercury, but Sheeny needs to just get out. There's nothing else for him to get here. Oh, he's gonna greed in for the
Yeah, he mustn't have seen the Aurelia there, otherwise he wouldn't have went in. He was just thought it was a Sejuani and Lulu, so I thought he could quickly get the Lulu and back out, but obviously it just didn't work that way.
Yeah, nothing happens in the end, so no harm there.
He does lose his flash, and it didn't look like Osmium lost any summoners there, so I guess it's a slight loss for the side of Mercury, but I do like him actually trying to make an aggressive play and try and force something.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. Trying to be aggressive, like the best decision you can do here. Sitting back, waiting to lose is not really ideal. But it's not looking too bad for Mercury here. I mean, you have the Vladimir. It's a little behind, sure, but you want to get into the late game, and right now it's pretty even this game. So
Yeah, then
great combos from Morgank, by the way. That's twice in a row he hits the E into the W. That's really well played.
yeah, it's quite interesting him waiting in the bush that long. You would have thought he backed, but then I guess that's part of the surprise, isn't it? You were not expecting him to be there.
Yeah, for sure.
And looks like he might try it again.
Might do it again. Yeah, but
Graves is
Hendo.
top side, and it looks to be
Hendo's
taking
still gonna.
Rift.
Yeah. Hendo's just staying safe.
Yeah, he's
Also,
got-
not opting into the Spectre's Cowl like I thought he was. He's of course opting into the Abyssal Mask.
yeah, Graves, he's cornered. Aurelius on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
a
and
weird.
this might be a massive leash for the Rift Herald. Malphite can't
Just
do
a
anything.
weird decision. Malphite, if he ults over here, he's gonna kill himself.
Oh, he does ult. He doesn't get Sedge, and look, I think Aurelius gonna finish him off here. Oh,
Yeah.
the stun hits
Yeah,
him.
he gets stunned. No.
Oh, he should have just let that go.
Oh god. Yeah. Hendo wanting to do too much there, unfortunately, ends up biting him in the butt. So
Yeah, he's definitely like a good second or so late as well. Like even if they
Yeah.
did try and steal the Rift,
unfortunate there
he's never
for
getting that.
Hendo.
not with the smite up.
You might be able to get that Sejuani kill, but even if you end up doing that, it's just not worth making the Aurelia even more fed. So I can see why you do it, but you have to stay patient there and don't do anything.
There's a lot of CC between Sedge and Aurelia as well. So like you'd have to dodge absolutely everything to even have a chance of getting a kill from that situation.
Yeah, he doesn't have any AP, so there's not any burst coming out from the ulti, so. The one saving grace right now, if you are Mercury, is the fact that Jinx is farming well. Sure, she's even on CS with the Lucian, but that is practically winning bot lane if you are the Jinx in this matchup, so.
Yeah, just farm it out, get more or equal farm than your opponent, and just outscale them. So
Yeah,
it's definitely
100%.
going to the winning condition. But other than that, bot lane has been quite tame. We've not seen the camera pan down there
Wondering,
too much.
Wondering a little bit here what Range is actually buying. Obviously, he's bought or the BF sword and then a pickaxe.
That must be an Infinity Edge, but it's not as
Yeah,
good an item
Infinity
as it used to
Edge
be.
doesn't. Infinity Edge doesn't build out of pickaxe anymore, though. So
Oh yeah, right now.
I'm wondering if Range made a mistake here and just bought the pickaxe because that's what he's used to.
Yeah,
because the
I'm still
pickaxe
used to that as
doesn't
well.
really-
It's double BF now,
Pickaxe
isn't it?
doesn't really build into anything anymore. Yeah, as you say, it's double BF.
That's,
So I'm
very
excited to see where
interesting.
this goes.
This is the new meta, boys. And,
Oh, Hendo's gonna go for the kill, but Morgan can pop his ulti and he's gonna kill Hendo here. There's no
yeah,
doubt about
that's
it.
lifesteal.
Yeah, Hendo underestimating the Swain here. I
Oh.
talked about it before the first game today. Swain is one of these champions that I really just want to see picked
Mhm.
in every single game if he's not banned. So
Yeah, maybe Hendo was expecting a bit more burst there to kill him before he even got the ult off.
yeah,
But-
I think so, but it's just overextending once again, being too confident. And Mercury, we sort of praised them and said, hey, they're still even. They're looking good with their late game team comp, but there's no items coming in so far from Mercury, and all the items are stacking up on the side of Osmium, and right now it's not looking too good for Mercury. It's all in the hands of Rain, who we suspect has made a fail buy here, so that's gonna put him even further behind.
Yeah. Oh, he goes.
Oh, actually
Storm
goes for
Razor.
the
Yeah,
Storm
right enough.
Racer, of course, yeah.
I've not played League in a month, so I'm
Probably
like,
gonna hear
I
a
don't
lot of
even-
shit for that.
I
Of
don't
course,
even
it's
remember
the
half
Storm
of the new
Racer.
items. Where was Hush in the comments when you needed him? Come on, Hush.
Yeah,
We're blaming you for that one. 'Cause I've not
of course
played
the Storm
since the
Racer
new
comes
meta.
out. That's a good item, of course. So
Yeah, I still prefer the old, just simple Infinity Edge and crit item.
yeah,
But
I get the whole idea with them wanting some more diversity in the items they're gonna buy, but in general, I liked the old ADC, and this new one is
yeah,
not too good.
it's definitely
Time Catch needs to
bit
get to the
longer.
Jinx here.
before the ADCs actually get into the game.
Yeah. Ooh, call down the Vladimir here. Call down the Vladimir. You can catch these guys out. That's not gonna happen. But Lucid's Improve's
Vladimir,
gonna
he
go in,
gets
but the
stunned.
Grapes is coming. The ulti goes down. Lucid's Improve.
Wow,
He
it's
doesn't
gonna
have
go
his
into
boat
Shinny.
plating up.
Wow, that was a
That's
lot of
it.
damage. I'm actually surprised. Jenny almost went down there.
Well played by Villa there. He has the proto build now. He has the ignite. He knows he can take that fight with Sheeny coming in, and that's the thing with this game. This wouldn't happen back in the day, but you can easily just get the turret now once you kill your enemy laner. It doesn't matter how far behind in lane you are. If you push it up, you can easily get the turret. They're not gonna do it though. Sheeny's gonna back, and Villa's just gonna push in the wave and probably recall.
Yeah, pretty much. And Ballion's, again, extremely calm down there. I mean, there doesn't look to be much damage on this blue side bot.
No,
But again,
I mean,
they can't really afford to push this
At
because
this
of
point-
Aurelia.
at this point, the Jinx actually matches up to the Lucian quite decently. And Tom Kent is 2 levels, now only 1 above the Lulu, so that doesn't really hurt. Hendo, he's doing well on this lane, but then he sort of just goes in too hard and overextends and tries to go for the solo kill. If he continues farming, he's gonna come out of this lane being really relevant, so
Yeah.
you have to realize if you ulti the Swain, he's going to ulti and just get all the health back that you took from him with the ulti, and then he's gonna be able to beat you in any fight.
Yeah.
So
It seems the lane swaps coming in from both teams. Regarding Hendo, I think he's played a really good game, other than the 2 mistakes he's done. And obviously those mistakes have led to his death both times.
yeah, I mean, like I said, Hendo's doing really well in lane, but just making a few mistakes, something he can work on for other games, and hopefully something he's learned from now and he won't do again this game.
Yeah, no, another fight in mid lane almost. If
Yeah,
Aurelia
Villa-
hit that, Aurelia was going in, and we got a swing coming as well, and Sejuani. The Sejuani, I think she's got spotted. by
Villa's
the
in
ward.
trouble here. He has flash though. He shouldn't die.
Nice pull and Proto Belt there to escape
Yeah,
without burning
Villa
anything.
really figured out how to play against the Aurelia really quickly. He's playing really well now. Unfortunately, he's a little bit behind, so he can't do anything on his own. But he's playing it really well. Just as you say there, great pull, great dodge on the stun as well. I don't think we're going to see a lot more happening mid lane, just when it comes to them just 1v1ing.
Yeah, it does seem like Osmium are really wanting this mid turret. There's Sejuani's here quite a lot.
Yeah,
So-
Sheeny comes in though, helps out Villa here.
Oh,
They're gonna try and go for the kill. The Tomcat's coming in though, but it's a bit of a port.
Oh, Aurelia
Port.
manages to
Oh no.
kill. Can Tam get the...
Is he gonna kill him with the ignite once again? Hit the Q,
Ooh, I
ignite.
think he's just out of range for the ignite.
Oh, the ultimate. Nah, the Jinx ulti missing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good port, but at the same time, it's a bad port from the Tahm Kench. He didn't get any close to the real fight, so
Yeah.
came in too late there, and while it was a good idea, it didn't really turn out that well.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit unfortunate that Aurelia got away over the wall as well. Basically forced the flash from Tam.
Yeah,
Otherwise he could have like flash ignited again and got something out of it.
but I mean, once again, oh, as we see, yeah, Hendo, he needs to ulti out of this. Yeah, he has flash. Morgan gets slowed.
Tam just
Ulti?
eating it.
Ulti obviously got nerfed from Lucian, no longer does a lot of
Yeah.
damage to minions. And, ooh, Tom's gonna
Oh,
die
Tam,
here.
he's been super aggressive
There's
here.
no doubt, he's gonna die.
The minions should get him.
I was
Oh,
kidding, by the way.
they
I
won't.
was obviously memeing, so...
I was thinking the
No
minions would
doubt,
get him. Then it's looked
no
like
doubt
the
Lucian is
heal
gonna
went
die.
out, so the heal saved them.
Yeah,
Oh,
well played there. As you say, aggressive Tahm Kench, that's what we want to see. He does pick up the kill, you talked about it in the loading screen. Or
Finally.
below last game, picking up all the kills, now it's Cloud
oh,
on
nice
this.
Zhonya's. Forcing the
Kench.
Lulu ult to save the Aurelia.
Yeah. Well played, once again. Villa
Hendo.
really has control of this now.
Hendo's looking super aggressive. He wants like a 3-man ult here.
Yeah.
But
The issue is
it's
it's
definitely not a
up
good
there.
idea to go for it. It's slow on the Aurelia.
It's gonna be hard to get that 3-man
This should be
when his
turret.
ulti's down at least. But should be turret, as you say, and Mercury are getting back into the game, and like, I can't help but think that Rained on this Jinx, he's got all the farm in the world, he hasn't died, 10 CS a minute, he is looking poised to just destroy this game right now.
Yeah, he's farming really well. He's close to 10 CS a minute.
Locket
is
comes in from
Lucid,
Tahm
but-
Kench as well. That's going to help Rain stay alive. The Vladimir is going to help distract the backline from Osmium. So it's all about team fights now and who's going to come out. And actually very, very fun to see a game where we don't have a lot of kills. Kills are always fun to watch, but it's fun seeing a game here where it's just not a bloodbath. And 23 minutes in, we don't have any idea of who's going to win this one.
Yeah, the gold difference is just over 1,500. It's super
Yeah.
close.
Barely anything at this point in the game, so
I think when the mid tower goes down for Mercury, then it should really... It might take Osmium up a little bit. Just with like top and mid can almost get taken whenever Osmium want, if they tried.
yeah,
But at the moment,
should
they
swing the
can't
gold
really
lead
do
a little
anything
bit,
like
but
because topside jungle, there's a lot of wards from Mercury there. So
Osmium has 2 turrets on the side of Mercury that's about to go down, the mid lane turret and the top lane outer turret, both pretty low on HP, but
yeah,
they're not down yet, and you have to finish them off obviously before you get the gold, so
yeah. I mean, overall they're down on CS a little bit, but the kills as well. And if you got them back up, then it's simple. I mean, the gold difference would be the exact same again.
they're looking to catch someone out here. Maybe the Lulu? They could catch out Sichuani as well. It's gonna be the Lulu. Should be a kill.
And wow, that's a lot
Beautiful.
of patience from
And
Mercury
they can
there.
continue on this because this Jinx has her passive.
Oh, and they might be able to come up here. And a
And another
2
fight.
ult from
This is gonna lead to a
Malphite.
Baron, there's no doubt. Mercury's taking over the game with this.
Aurelia. Is trying to escape, but she's never going to get out of there.
What a call! What an absolute fantastic call by Mercury. They're so fucking secure that they're just gonna get into that brush and they just know. They stand there for an entire minute. They know that the Lulu or someone squid is gonna walk into that, and it happens. And Osmium gets baited in.
Yeah, it's,
Beautiful.
It's really interesting. I mean,
Swain's gonna get the turret, but it's not gonna mean too much. So
it's definitely changed the gold lead now.
Wow.
They've gained almost 3,000 from that play there.
Oh my, and this is not what you wanted to happen if you're Osmium. Because right now, you're looking at Mercury and you're looking at a really fed Jinx. You're looking at a Vladimir who's suddenly like a factor in this game as well. And who do you have? You have an Irelia. Sure, she's always a strong champion, but your AD carry is Lucian, and he's already on his power spike. He's not gonna like spike any harder than he is at this moment in time. So,
Yeah.
what do you do?
That was just so well played from Mercury, actually. Catching Osmium off guard there, and from this point on, with the Baron buff, they can use this opportunity to really take control of the game and hopefully get themselves in a situation where they're almost not going to lose. Yeah, I think they should try and focus bot side, just try and get this tier 1 tower first. If they can. Just some extra gold in the pocket. They may as well try and take advantage of the Baron wave while you
Yeah,
can.
100%. I want to say at the same time, I have just heard the news that Thallium is 4-0, so and
Also,
every single win has come in under 30 minutes, so that's very impressive. Thallium continuously looking good and probably the best team in the league at this point in time.
yeah, perfect start, especially for our new team. So it's quite interesting. But there's a big
Here's
fight going on here.
fight.
Mercury
The Jinx.
just doing absolutely amazing. They're
Rain is just so safe in the backline. Tom Kent saves him, eats him.
and oh, nice Zonya's. Jinx is doing insane damage. The farming has
Jinx
paid
has
off.
already picked up 2 kills this fight, and she's gonna continue.
And gets a turret.
Ooh.
Wow, this is just absolutely perfect scenario for Mercury. You got the Jinx, who's got
Beautiful.
really good farm, 4 kills.
Yeah.
She's going to be so strong. And wow, the rocket
Hold that thought for a
just
second.
destroys
Oh
Lulu.
my, the damage is just disgusting. The Jinx is so strong at this point in time
Yeah,
with
Lucian's
no
going to go
items
down.
and-
And this should be an ace, possibly. Oh, Vlad just gets away. But this is so big for Mercury right here.
Are they going to continue? They have the Baron buff. Aurelia's coming up though. Lucis improved. Can he save his team here?
Okay, Sejuani looking to try and start some kind of engage. But Vladimir
The thing
taking
is,
a lot of
Jinx
damage
is
from the
just
rockets.
so safe.
Yeah, he's got the also constantly got the TAM on the Jinx as well. So this is so well played from Mercury right here.
The Aurelia can't get in.
Oof.
She cannot get to do her damage here.
After all that, the Jinx finally uses her flash. Yeah, they should
Wow.
definitely back out here. They don't want to risk anything.
7-0 Jinx, sitting on almost 3k gold. This is just fantastic. And I like the itemization. I like getting the executioners calling for the Swain and the Aurelia as well. Just stopping that heal, obviously the life steal from Lucian as well. It's a great buy there. Helped out a lot in the fight, and he finishes the Infinity Edge, and he's so strong now and almost unkillable because I talked about it. Once Mercury gets ahead, you don't have the damage. You don't have to dive in on the Jinx that you need. Lucian isn't going to do it. Aurelia isn't going to do enough on her own because of the Tom Kent. So difficult for Osmium to get any way back into the game at this point. And I mean, Mercury, that fight at Baron just turned around.
Yeah, it's extremely unfortunate for Osmium. I think they played the early game really well. But as you said, the Jinx is she's just too good at scaling. Like, if you get a couple kills on her, she farms up well, she's always going to be a threat. With the Tam Kents constantly glued to her, she's never really going to die either.
Sheeny caught in the jungle here. Hendo in the jungle as well.
He might be going in.
Oh, Hendo moved out of the brush. That's not the best, maybe. No, he's going to make it out
backed
safely.
out. A free turret for side of Mercury.
Yeah. Mercury playing it well, getting top turret, but Sheeny probably shouldn't have gone down there, but not the end of the world, really. You still have this strong Jinx, you can just reset, regroup, and force a team fight. You have the Malphite, you have the Tom Kent, you can decide for yourself whenever you want to fight, really. So, this game, if you're a Mercury fan or a Mercury player, you're pretty happy with how this is going.
Yeah, they've definitely met their win condition so far. They just need to add on the final and touch they just need to add on the last touches to this game, and that's them. It should be game. I can't see them losing this just because of how strong Jinx is, and it seems that Osmium are really having a hard time getting on top of her. And it seems that Tom's going in here, so this should be another kill.
Tom Kench coming in. He brings in
Aggressive
the
Tom, let's go. Another kill
Jinx
for
is
Jinx.
coming in. She's gonna get another kill. Aurelius probably.
Got the Graves coming in as well.
Oh, look at that crit. Does so much damage.
Wow. Oh, they're really trying to jump at the Jinx. Jinx is eating up.
Wow.
Oh
Wow,
my
wow,
god,
wow.
the Aurelia gets a Jinx! Gets a
He
shutdown.
goes down.
That was almost
But now
900 gold.
Vladimir isn't weak as well. You might have gotten the Jinx down, but if Vladimir gets onto
That-
you, he
that
does
costs a lot
disgusting
to get
amounts of
Jinx.
damage as well.
But that looked like
Lot of
over
shutdown
900
gold,
gold
though.
there though. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
insane.
Oh,
That's almost
look
like
at the Vladimir.
half an item.
Yeah, it's insane. The new shutdown gold that got implemented, it's so much. It's really important. Getting that Jinx down might mean that Osmium could get back into the game, perhaps. Obviously goes to Lucid Improve, who I would, at this point in time, call the star player of Osmium. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, he's just been playing so well. I mean, it's just everything you need from the player, I suppose. I think this next Baron is going to be absolutely pivotal to the game. If Osmium get this Baron, then it's going to open up the game completely.
Yeah, I agree.
Plus, we're getting close to this stage of the game where team
Mercury
fights
should have-
are going to be massive.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they've already been really massive. We saw the first big team fight go heavily in the favor of Mercury around the Baron, which really just turned the game. And Mercury coming off of a loss here, they're gonna be really happy if they can take the win, knowing that they can still do it. Sojourn just gonna go on to Rain here, but he's all alone. Lucid's Improve is gonna go in.
Flashes
Oh,
in.
great flash by the Tom Kens to save Rain, but
Oh my god, the Jinx is absolutely delayed from this Aurelia.
Ooh.
Aurelia is almost like 1v5 in this. Oh no, but things are turning really sour. Good cancel from the TP there. That was going to end really badly if that went through. But it's costing a lot for Osmium to get this Jinx.
It's
Like,
a great,
they lose
it's
so
a great
much.
flash in by, it's a great flash in by the Tom Kench, but unfortunately he spits out the Jinx in a place where the Jinx really didn't want to be. It was so easy for Osmium to get onto the Jinx and do the damage once she got out of the belly from the Tom Kench, but it's like I said before, the Vladimir's online now. He is strong, he is late game, he has his items, he is doing as much damage as the Jinx is, and if you get the Jinx, but you just get taken down by the Vladimir, and it's just so difficult for Osmium to do anything.
Yeah.
Lucid's Improve is playing so well, getting to the backline, getting to the Jinx, killing her in 2 fights in a row, but still they end up losing the fight 2-1.
Time is of the essence here, so Joanne's on her way, but I don't think they're going to get there in time.
Me neither.
Malphite trying to delay.
Hendo ulting just to
Osmium.
keep them away. It's gonna be a fight instead.
Tom eats the Swain. Swain forced to use up the Sonya's.
Look at the Jinx here. It's pivotal where
Jinx
she
doing insane
positions
damage.
herself.
Oh, the Vladimir using the Zonya's to dodge the Sejuani out.
Ooh, he's gonna.
Lucian's in a lot of
Ooh!
trouble.
Gets eaten just before he can get stunned. Jinx is still so healthy.
Sejuani's sticking on this Grace. Sejuani's gonna die here.
Oh, she flashes over the wall. Jinx, beautiful play.
This should be game.
Yeah, that's gonna be game. They can run down mid here. Find a book. Is the only guy alive on the Lulu. He's not gonna be able to do anything. And the Baron fight turned the entire game. It was just beautifully executed by Mercury. Better team fighting. A little bit of a mistake early game, falling behind as much as they did, but it doesn't matter. They had the late game. They get to the late game. Plus 30 minutes win, but they don't matter. All they want is to win. So beautifully played by Mercury.
Yeah, they definitely met their win condition there, getting the Jinx fed, farmed up really well, and just got the Tam constantly eating her when she was in trouble. And there was really good ones as well, you know, it wasn't like needless ones like the Tam Kenji's getting solo queue. So
Yeah,
that was
I
quite
agree.
nice.
And I gotta give a shout out to Villavirus. He played that Vladimir. He died twice in lane and then never died never died again. So great step in there. Joachim is a great player. He's one of the better players of the server. We know that. So I mean, the fact that he steps in here, he gets that Vladimir. He really helped win this game for Mercury. We talk about the Jinx so much, but the Vladimir was there. He did the most damage in the entire game as well. So beautifully played by Villa, and a great show from him as well in his first game, I believe.
Yeah,
Second
I'm
game,
really
obviously.
impressed. If I was another team, I would definitely try and pick this guy up. Considering he's not on the main roster, he's definitely something to watch. He played really well.
Yeah, beautiful. Joachim didn't look too good in the first week, but we know how good he can be. So he's probably not getting kicked from the team anytime soon. But if they ever need a mid laner, it looks like they have a really solid mid laner on their hands here.
Yeah. So far we only have 2 results from the games. We have the Mercury Osmium, which of course we just saw, and the Thallium Titanium, which Thallium won. So Titanium's going to be starting off 0-4. It's extremely rough for them at this point. But with them week 1 basically conceding the 0-2, it was never going to be an easy start for them.
Yeah, for sure. It's just unlucky, you know. You're just, yeah. You gotta just keep your head up high, right? 0-4, it's not fun, but what are you gonna do? You have to just continue fighting, trying every single week. They didn't look that bad in the game that we saw, so hopefully they can pull out a win here and there. And obviously their goal is probably at this point in time just getting to the playoffs. If they can manage that, they might be able to practice themselves and maybe do something from there.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, well, that's game 2, so we have 1 more game to go. And that would be Krypton Vs Xenon. So, who do you think is going to win that one?
Set on another team like Titanium, who's looking like they're struggling a little bit. So Krypton, they didn't look insanely promising in the game that we saw, but that was against Thallium. Thallium has proven to be a great team, so I'm expecting Krypton to walk out here and win.
Sounds good. Okay, we'll be a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Carrying all the equipment needed for promotion, guidance, control, communication, food, and survival on an untried mission to an unknown celestial body, and then returning safe to Earth, re-entering the atmosphere of speeds of over 25,000 miles per hour, causing heat about half that of the temperature of the sun, almost as hot as it is here today, and do all this, and do it right, and do it first. Before this decade is out, then we must be bold. Raise those hands high!
And we're back again. So it wasn't a long wait this time, the teams were ready to go. Krypton, of course, get their free win against Argon due to them not being able to play. So it's just a simple Krypton Xenon.
Yeah.
So 2 of the original 4 teams. So they've both had a roller coaster of a ride, I suppose, throughout the courses of the splits. Krypton, of course, being a finalist from last split.
For sure. Krypton still yet, although being 2-1 actually in the standings, still yet to pick up the first real victory Obviously had a game against Titanium in the first week when Titanium didn't fill the roster. Had a game, as you just mentioned, against Argon this week where they also didn't end up fielding a roster on the side of Argon. So we saw them play one game. They've played one real game. It was against Thallium. Thallium's currently 4-0, so you can already guess how that worked out. But at this point, I think you're looking to get that first win. Krypton, it's a good team. We know they're good, so why shouldn't they? You know, we saw Find Purpose, who I believe is Kier, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct, yes.
Yes, we saw him help out, I believe, Argon last week, where they actually ended up winning a game against Osmium. So, yeah, maybe a lot of potential to be unleashed here on the side of Krypton.
Yeah, sounds good. Just a quick one. I'm going to quickly pause the stream for another couple of minutes. Just got a couple of things to do for the next game. Won't be long. We'll hopefully join you shortly. Okay? And we're back. Well, I say we're back, it's just me at the moment. Zharp's away real quick. We're going to get into the game in just a minute's time, so please be patient. So, like we said earlier, we got Krypton and Xenon, who are the two of the 4 original teams on the server. They've both had a bit of a rollercoaster, let's say, through the splits. You got Xenon, who's the only one of the major, well, the original 4 teams to never make a final, interestingly enough. So they'll be hoping to try and have a really good run at the split this time. So, into the game. So you would just be expecting the standard picks and bans, you know, the likes of your Relia. Any champion is really good at flex pick at the moment. The Jinx ban, pretty standard. Jinx is probably one of the 2 or 3 viable ADs at the moment. So it's going to be interesting to see what Xenon picks from here. So I forgot the name, the captain for Xenon, about to pick the bans for Team Xenon, and I guess we'll see what they come up with. The Zyra, that's actually quite an interesting one. I don't think I've actually seen a Zyra in any of the LGS games so far. It must be something that Krypton like to play.
Alright, so we're into champ select, I see.
Ah, now we have Zharp with us. Let's go.
Hey.
So Nidalee ban, that's quite interesting. I don't think the only time I've seen Nidalee in the LGS was in the first ever split final, in which Radon lost.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting, and it seems like Team Krypton's really going for the AD, really going for bot lane here. Are they going to try and like narrow down the standard AD pool and force like Aurelia bot or something? Like for their side. I know Fine Purpose really likes to play Aurelia.
Yeah.
I think they've got to pick. I think Zen has to pick an AD right now. The pool's like thin enough as it is. They should.
I'd agree.
Grab a Lucian right now.
Lucian, Kai'Sa even, or maybe a Bruiser bot lane.
They don't pick it here. They're gonna give Krypton a little bit of an advantage, I feel. But it seems they're just gonna be picking their standard lanes. Standard lanes.
Yeah, you have to.
Quite interesting.
You have to pick the AD now. If you pick Lucian, you force Krypton into playing a Bruiser bot lane or the Kai'Sa. But as you say, it looks like they're just picking their standard lanes, which you have to. Yeah. Not something I'd agree with.
Oh,
Actually,
Zaya, yeah, that's a really good lane. Like, despite Zaya not being the best AD, she just synergizes so well with the Rakan.
yeah, Saya's still up there, especially with the Rakan though. Like Saya is. Ooh.
I'd like to see a Mordekaiser. Come on.
I'd like to see it, but I don't think it's a good decision. You have to pick the Saya Rakan. It's too strong. Saya's a top 5 ADC at this point in time, and once you pair her up with the Rakan, she's probably one of the best ones, if not the best one. So
yeah,
good pick there. Solid draft so far by Krypton.
I feel Xenon have to pick AD for their third pick. If they don't, I can see Krypton narrowing that pool even further, like targeting the Lucian.
Yeah.
So it really puts Xenon in quite a predicament that's going to force them to pick like maybe your Aurelia Yasuo, which isn't bad, but it wasn't as good as last patch. So a couple ADs are starting to creep into the spot again, I feel.
Yeah, you wanna just lock down the Kai'Sa or the Yasuo, I think. I could see it being Yasuo with that Gragas and Vi now. You have 2 knockups already. The Yasuo obviously has its own knockup, so...
Yeah, we see how well Thallium were able to really chain up their abilities with Krypton. Like, it really caused them all sorts of problems just because Krypton couldn't do anything because they were constantly knocked up, constantly stunned. And it's really hard to break away from that sort of combo unless you've got the items to deal with it.
For sure. Wukong actually, who we saw played by Thallium in the game you just mentioned, he's been picked up here by Krypton. Wukong is a champion that snowballs hard, which is very, very, very good, obviously, but...
Be interested to see if he goes like full lethality or something like that. But I doubt it with the enemy comp. It's like too tanky for something like that, I feel.
I don't like the Wukong into what they've picked so far. His E can be interrupted by the Gragas E. You have Vi, who just... If the Wukong's falling behind, the Vi will completely destroy the Wukong every single time he goes onto her. And Jax can obviously block auto attacks. So Wukong here, I would have liked to see something like the Trundle maybe, who I think a lot of teams have just completely forgotten about. We haven't seen a Trundle in a single game, despite him being one of the best junglers in the entire game at this point in time. So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna hurt Krypton too much, but I don't like the pick here.
Yeah, it seems a bit
It's not
interesting
a
with
lot.
Xenon's going with bot lane here.
Not a lot he can do with it. Yeah,
They've been narrowed
Orianna
down.
here.
Lucian's gone now. Brom's gone. Both like really good champions in the bot lane. And now is it Gragas support or something? I don't know. Or maybe Jax,
it's
but
difficult to say
that'd
at the moment.
be really bizarre.
It's probably not Gragas mid at least, because the Orianna should be mid.
Five jungle.
I want to talk about the fact that Wukong's gonna go top lane. It seems
must-
against the Jax.
Yeah, it must be Gragas bot lane.
It has to be. We're gonna have to see here what Condemned Ashwell picks. It's gonna be the Severe.
Is this gonna go through? Yes, it should.
It looks like.
Yeah, maybe a bit of lag there. That seemed to be stuck on 0 for quite a while for me.
Yeah, same here.
Starting to wonder if it's going to lag out or something.
Severe comes out, and I mean, I said it at the start of the stream. You asked me what I wanted to see from these teams, and the main thing that I mentioned, and I stand by, is the fact that I don't want to see the Bruiser bot lanes, because it's so difficult to play, and none of these guys are professional players, right? So pull out the Severe here. You got limited on the better ADC champions. Maybe you're not comfortable on the Lucian. You don't feel like it's going to fit into your team comp. So I think picking the Severe, it can definitely work. Maybe it's something he's played a few times in solo queue, and hopefully it pops off, because I actually like seeing a good Severe. So
Yeah, she's quite safe as well with her spell shield. So it's like you can block like Rakan engages, like Xayah roots. So it's quite a versatile tool. Obviously, if you use it wrong or at the wrong time, then you're basically dead, because your ult's really the only way you're going to be escaping from anything that gets on
Agree.
top of you.
agree.
But it's quite interesting to see that Simos is actually support.
Yeah, that's
So seems
interesting. Actually,
Krypton's changing things around here. Maybe trying to catch people off guard. Maybe like make them waste bans. So maybe they're saying like Zen to try and ban out like maybe Cassiopeia or something, which would be like a waste, considering Simos isn't mid lane. If you know what I mean.
yeah.
But
I mean,
it's a
it's
surprise move.
it's weird. Obviously, Rakan can be played mid, so maybe Simos has the experience doing that, and he can take that into bot lane. But weird, yeah, weird for sure. I thought they were going to swap it around. I thought it was going to be the LeBlanc in the hands of Simos, but no, it ended up being Captain Greedy who ends up getting that. And I want to talk about again the Kayn pick, MangY. I say it every single game. I'm a massive Kayn fan. He is one of my most played champions since he came out, if not the most played. But he's a fun champion. He's not a good champion. We saw him get absolutely destroyed in the first game against the Poppy. I mean, he has the potential to take off, but once again, I think you've locked yourself into a bad position here if you are Brit, because while the Kayn pick's fine, sometimes it's not good into the team comp that's being put out here by Xenon. You're not going to be able to do anything against Vi. You're not going to be able to do anything against Gragas, Jax. I can't really see what you're going to do with this. You have to go Dark and Kayn, because Assassin Kayn is absolutely horrible, and Orianna has a massive shield. Severe has a spell shield, so that's one of your abilities gone. I don't know.
Yeah, it's quite easy to lock Kayn down with the composition that Xenon have went with. I mean, like you said, Sivir just can't really be touched. If you go too far in, Orianna could just ult you, then the rest of the team can essentially collapse on Kayn before he can even do anything.
Vi
Gragas,
loves
really good.
Vi and Jax loves champions who have to come close to you to fight you, right? And Krypton ended up picking two of those guys. The Wukong and the Kayn, both champions who needs to get close to you. And that's, as I said, exactly what the Vi wants. She's going to be able to ulti them once they go on to her. She's going to be able to completely just destroy them, one-shot them alongside the team. And from there on, they should be able to clean up everything else.
Yeah, it's pretty much just as you said. I'm actually quite liking their team comp from Xenon. It's just a question of how well can they execute it.
Yeah, I agree. So, hopefully, it's good. Krypton, we called them the favorites for this game, but the team comp wise, if you turn off the name tags, I'd actually give it to Xenon. So I'm very excited to see this. I think the teams haven't really figured out the meta so far. It seems just that Krypton, the Wukong top, the Kayn jungle, we talked about it. LeBlanc as well, if she doesn't take over the game, like she doesn't really do much. So
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely from my experience, Krypton seems to be the team, like probably the team in the LGS that favours Kayn most. Like, they're probably the team that's played Kayn the most of any others. Like, throughout all splits, they quite liked playing Kayn in the first ever split. They played it quite a few times last split as well.
I mean, he's not one of the worst junglers, don't get me wrong. But I just think, especially against this team comp, you have a Vi, she's gonna ulti one of your carries, you have Jax, he's gonna jump into you. If you pick the Trundle, which has been left open in every single game without being picked, you can just ulti the Jax, you can ulti the Vi, you make them so squishy that if they continue fighting you, even the Rakan will be able to one-shot them. So I don't know. I would have liked to see the Trundle. Myself is a pretty big fan of the Troll, so I might be a bit biased, but I think it would have been a much better decision here. Picking out that Trundle, it really counters the team comp that Xenon has put forward. Instead, I feel like, once again, like I said in the first game when we saw the Kayn against the Poppy, I feel like Kayn here has counterpicked himself.
Yeah, I agree. Look at the side of Krypton, they're quite a squishy team overall.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to see much tank items in any of these champions that they've picked compared to the likes of Xenon, who has Vi, who could sort of go hybrid, sort of half damage, half tank if she wanted to. The Jax
Absolutely.
is sort of the same, and Gragas falls into the same category.
Absolutely. In general, not a lot of frontline this game, but that's why I mentioned in Champ Select that this Kayn, he has to go Dark and Kayn. I think the only Kayn version that would work for me this game would have been Assassin Kayn, but he cannot afford doing that because Krypton is not going to have any frontline if he ends up doing that. So
yeah, he's basically forced to go the other form, which isn't ideal because you'd want Kayn to be open to both possibilities. You sort of wait to see who's fed on the enemy team and then change
sick go here. He has to start jump.
And we get the flash from Jax. That's going to be really good for us.
Shouldn't have flashed. Should have just started jump, put down the ward, and just jumped onto it before he flashed. So it's not the end of the world, but it does open up for the Kayn gank early, and something Kayn actually does really well is gank top lane, is specifically because there's a lot of unique ways that Kayn can get into that lane and sneak around any potential vision that's been put out.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Kayn coming out, and it was a pain to deal with when you didn't know how to deal with him.
Definitely needed
just
to
because
get used to it.
It's quite difficult getting used to somebody who can go through walls. You're like, oh, I'm safe from here. The only person who can get me from this angle is like a Zac or something. And then all of a sudden a Kayn just comes and just destroys you basically. But I'm not expecting too much from the early game from either team personally. I think maybe bot lane there might be quite a lot of action because Azirakan should be quite aggressive, and Gragas, like, I imagine it's going to be like an AP Gragas or something. He can dish out a lot of damage when he gets items. Like, he can one-shot an AD if you're not careful.
I mean, if you're Simus, you want to try and hit the W here onto the Severe and just completely destroy her alongside alongside Kira, right? But it's pretty difficult to do. If you do go for the W, you also put yourself in their face, like in the face of the Xenon bot lane, and they can do the damage to you as well. So, as you
Yeah.
say, probably not a lot coming out. I think this game, as we see the Wukong
Really
actually
good trade from the Wukong.
massive advantage up top. But yeah, this game is a case of better players versus better team comp, probably. Without trying to offend the Xenon players, we call it Krypton favorites before going into this, but like I said, turn off the name tags and Xenon looks really good.
Yeah, I do like their team comp a bit more, I have to say. So far, things seem to be quite even, I'd say. Like, top lane for Krypton's definitely dishing out the damage, where it's the sort of opposite in the mid lane. Oriana's doing a lot of poke to the LeBlanc here. But I'm only worried for Xenon is this Jax falling behind. I mean, he's already 5 CS down. He's low in health. He's going to be pretty much forced to back soon with a push
He has
wave.
the corrupting potion, so he can sustain himself a little bit. But yeah, he needs to be careful. He doesn't have flash, so he can't really flash away from the Wukong if he really gets onto him. So
yeah, it's quite annoying dealing with the Wukong in lane, I'd say. And it seems like Kane's coming up. Maybe, I don't think they're going to go for anything. Maybe try and get Krugs or something. Or are they going to try and wait for Jax to push?
If they end up, they could definitely do this. But Jax has level 4 now, so he has his counter strike. It all depends on how Jax uses his counter strike. He's going to go in.
He's baited the Jax in, but nothing's going to come from it.
Well played by Sicko. Honestly, it's just great. He sees instantly that Kane is coming and he backs out. He doesn't greed for the solo kill, so that's good. Very important. Means Xenon is still in this game.
Especially with his flash down, Krypton were trying to take advantage of that, and he just didn't fall for it really. So it was well played from him, because that could have went really wrong had he misplayed there, or even reacted like a second or two too slow to the Kane.
Yeah, for sure.
But he knows it right away, so that was quite good. Seems bot lane's quite easy. LeBlanc going in for quite a nice trade there from the looks of it. She has a level down though.
Yeah, I don't think she'll be for too long. Oriana has to push here, so she's killed a couple of minions more, and the wave is shoving into the turret now, so LeBlanc should pick up the XP here and just should be equaled out. There we go, level
just
5.
noticing LeBlanc must have batted at some point. I wasn't really paying attention to that with the tome and the boots.
Yeah.
So she's actually doing quite well, considering she's like 3 CS down. And she has batted while Oriana hasn't.
I think worth noticing so here is top lane.
Ooh, Wukong, what's the flash?
Yeah. A bit of a panic flash there from Alp.
I think he could have gotten away without it.
The Vi hit the clone with the Q, and from there on there isn't any CC, so there's really no need to flash. It's not like Vi's level 6, so a bit too panicky. It shows that these players are playing with a bit of nerves, especially a team like Krypton.
Yeah, they have high expectations of them in quite a lot of
A lot of
teams.
expectations, and they're yet, as we talked about, yet to pick up a real victory. 2-1 in the standings, but in all honesty, it's 1-0 or 0-1.
Yeah, both their wins so far this split have been from their enemies just not turning up, which they can't help, I suppose, but it's not too good because it doesn't really build confidence in the team. They knowing Krypton, they would rather have played those games, like even if it did result in a loss.
We keep mentioning, as we see Sicko going in here again, he's gonna start to get the advantage now because he has the Sheen, he has the ulti now, so level advantage.
Yeah, and the Wukong is going.
He's gonna get the kill here, 100%. He has the flash.
Well played.
Beautiful.
Jax there. There's a big fight going on the river here.
And Xenon, looking good for this fight as well. If Forgot the Name can come down here, hit a good ulti. There's a really good ulti for Forgot the Name. He has flash.
Oh, what a combo
Beautiful.
from the Gragas and Oriana ult. Absolutely destroyed Desire there. And this is well played from Xenon. They're not overstaying their welcome. They saw the LeBlanc missing. They're like, yeah, she must be coming. She must be coming. Like, hurry up, get the kill, back out. And they've done just that. And Zeko's getting quite a lot of decent damage in this tower, so everything's going well for them.
Yeah, and you mentioned the confidence, right? You talked about it. I mean, and wait, we'll hold that thought for a second here as
Oh, is this going to be a big
the
fight over
jungler
Drake?
gets put down.
Wow,
They're gonna get
Fi
Kane as
actually
well.
shut down. They're going to lose 2 members for this.
Captain Greedy is playing this LeBlanc beautifully, but he's gonna go down, and I think Simos might die as well, and that should be Dragon
Yeah, he
over
doesn't
to
have...
the side of Xenon.
He's been forced
As
to flash.
Sicko goes down or top lane, sorry.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Sicko just losing out
frozen
to
flow
Alp there.
with that W.
This is getting messy. That was
Alright,
a
let's see.
really unsafe dragon.
Let's see if I have time to finally finish out my thought here. As Simos is looking for something, he's not gonna get anything here. So, yeah, my point is that I've been trying to make for the last few minutes here is you mentioned the confidence, right? We've compared Krypton to Mercury. We've compared them to Radon in terms of skill and potential, right? And now even Thallium, perhaps. If you have to mention a team that could upset Thallium, Krypton would be one of those teams, right? But I mean, they find themselves behind this game. Their only 2 wins come from 2 withdrawals, and they don't have any experience yet. These guys, you know, they've played 2 games now after this one, and if they end up losing this one, how low is the morale? Because sure, getting 2 free wins is nice, but getting playtime together and getting to know each other and the playstyles of each other is also very important. And their opposition, teams like Thallium, Radon, and Mercury, they've all played 4 games now. So that's double up the games that Krypton has played.
Yeah, it's quite difficult for Krypton as well. It looks like they've got 3 subs in today. So these are players I've not seen before, so it's obviously going to be like one of the first times playing together. So,
Yeah.
and like you say,
I
their
mean-
wins have came from basically 3 games. So their confidence is going to be quite low, I feel. Especially after the Thallium game. That was a game that Krypton were probably expecting to win.
Yeah, I mean, when you looked at the schedule before week 1, I think Krypton, Simos, the team captain here, he would have looked down the list there, and he would be like, okay, week 2, that's a 2-0 for us. And now it might end up being a 0-2, you know? So it's not looking too good for Krypton, and honestly, I mentioned them as favorites going in, but then they made this weird team comp. We talked about it so many times, and Simos playing bot lane.
Yeah, it's a bit questionable in my opinion. I would always have the
Oh,
man.
beautiful ultimate!
Oh, the
Frozen
double,
flow!
the ultimate gets both of them, forces them into the fight. Zaya's gonna die, no
And
contest.
Cecilia just comes
Vi
in to pick up
with
the
the
kill.
kill
Sicko, though.
steal. They should have given that to Simmer, I feel. Good play from Al, but he's going to try and salvage something out of this. He needs a kill on Zico, and he gets it. That's well played.
Yeah.
They really needed that, because if they never got that kill, things would be looking really bad for Krypton right about now.
But I mean, Sicko on that Jax, he's gonna be a factor no matter what. You can put him far behind, it doesn't matter. He's gonna get that Trinity Force. He's gonna start beating the Wukong in the side lane. And the LeBlanc, I said it in Champ Select, if she doesn't pop off, she's not gonna be able to do anything against this team comp. And she's falling behind, and we're gonna see a fight top lane here.
Yeah, they might be able to
Cecilia's
send a
gonna come
welcome.
in.
But they,
Oh,
they weren't
poor
able to
choice.
block the teleport. The teleports went through. The Wukong's going to die here. That was just a bit unlucky, I feel.
Poor
They-
choice of ulti there, in my opinion. It's still a great play by Cecilia there on the Vi, but you have to just ulti the Kane there. Make sure he doesn't get away. Wukong was already
Oh,
dead.
the
and we're gonna
Black's
see-
going to get the solo kill on Orianna, maybe? I was forced to use barrier.
Yeah, barrier comes
Orianna
out.
misses the ult, and Orianna
now-
survives. Very close fight there.
All right, Krypton, sort of getting back into the game here a little bit, but I mean, still, I would just favor Xenon because of the composition. It's so difficult for Krypton to really play these team fights out. So
Yeah, I mean,
even though it's even, I would give it heavily an advantage to Xenon, especially with the Infernal Dragon.
yeah, I agree. I think the only way Krypton's going to win this game is by getting constant picks. Because Wukong, Kane, LeBlanc, they're really good at picking off individual members and side lanes, for instance. But in team fights, the champions aren't the best. I mean, Wukong, yeah, he's got a really good like AoE, but Xenon just has so many ways to shut him down.
Yeah.
Like, he could start off his ult, all he needs is an Orianna shockwave on him, bam, his ult's basically useless. Or a
The Kane
Vial.
as well,
or,
right?
Yeah, there's just so many ways. Kane's the
I
exact
see a
same way.
fight here though.
Oh, this is massive. It's a 3v2 this time, so Krypton does have the numbers. Silver looks like she's getting away, and Gragas, wow. And Orianna's on her way, they need to be careful.
Orianna's coming down. Yeah, but we see it right there. You know what I'm gonna say, but we see it right there. The Kane, he's not able to do anything. It's just not a good champion right now. I mean, he doesn't do enough until he's transformed, and he's absolutely useless at this point in time. So, any other jungler, I mentioned the Trundle. Imagine Brit playing a Trundle there. He comes in, he does a massive difference, and perhaps Krypton picks up 2 or 3 people there. But because he's playing Kane, he has no CC, he has no way of getting onto people, and he misses his W, and that's it. That's all he can do.
Yeah, I feel the Krypton team in general's missing a little bit of CC. Like you say, I think Trundle would have been perfect for this composition. Like, his ganks are just really obnoxious to avoid.
Yeah.
Just because of the amount of slows that he can have on you.
Really surprised
And
that
oh,
we
Vi
haven't seen him
walks
yet.
right
Yeah.
into that unwarded brush. He manages to get out. Ziggo, he's going in on Alp here.
Oh, he's
And
gonna
this
die.
is so close. Oh. Oh, Orianna.
Xenon's in trouble here.
It's 1v4 there almost.
Yeah.
And same Krypton's been turning it around okay there. That's well played from them.
Severe has so much wave clear, they're not going to be able to take the turret on this, but Xenon
Yeah.
making some mistakes. The Infernal Dragon is alive, so they're going to be able to even out the dragons. And Ziggo in the top lane, he should be beating the Wukong at this point in time, so he's doing something wrong. Kier's going to die here. Oh, actually,
Oh, good flash.
tell a lie, he flashed out, so well done.
That was
Vi.
really well played from
Vi
there.
really wants to get in here. She wants to get that dragon.
I feel this Gragas has been doing really well. I mean, like you saw the play earlier when Kier basically went for the ult, like Gragas was just weighing it out.
Yeah,
The
Frozen
second saw
Flow
that ult,
definitely.
throw his own, gets double, and basically gets the kill in the Zara.
Definitely, as you say, beautifully played by Frozen Flow so far. It's
I've been
absolutely
impressed.
incredible. And they go mid, which I don't think they're going to get anything out of. Krypton really, I forgot the names, is going to be able to pick up the gold from that, and Krypton has to back. If Xenon's smart here, they can end up getting the mid lane turret, or at least getting a lot of damage down to it, but they're not going to do anything, and Severe's going to back in the bot lane. And I'm pretty interested to see Severe, what she's going to build here, because Essence Reaver obviously isn't that good on her anymore, I would guess.
Yeah, it does look
So-
like that's what she's building into, though. Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, it definitely looks
I
like
mean,
one.
After last game, we have to be a bit careful with the AD carry itemization callouts here, but it does look like it's going to be Essence Reaver also on the side of Saya, which I also don't believe is what you would do normally. Obviously, back in the day, it would have been, but oh, I
This
forgot
is-
the name. Just doesn't walk over that pink one, and therefore it doesn't see it. So
Yeah,
a bit unlucky there.
really nice given the blue to. Forgot the name. He's been doing really well in this arena so far from what I've been seeing.
Yeah, a little bit of a mistake there going 1v4. Probably thought he had his team closer, but other than that, been playing really solid.
Is Alp going to go in? He's
Yeah.
going all the way in. And LeBlanc, oh
Yeah.
my god. The damage was quite big there.
Yeah, and right now,
And they get
The-
a really nice leash.
the big issue for Xenon here is that Cecilia on this Vi is not clearing his jungle. He has to get back into the game. He's level 8, the Kane is level 10, and
Yeah.
Kane isn't even playing that well. No offense to Brit, he's been decent, but it's not like the Kane is doing wonders here in this game. I mean, you have to start clearing your jungle before you make plays, otherwise you're going to be completely useless. And we saw it there, level 11, Alp on that Wukong just jumps in, and the Vi was dead before she could do anything.
Yeah, definitely falling behind because of the farm. I mean, if you're going to constantly roam and try and make plays, you've got to get something out of them.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
every single time. And honestly, not much has come out of them. Yeah, a couple kills, a couple assists, but
If you're
Kane's in
Xenon,
the same boat. Kane has a couple kills, a couple assists.
exactly, and if you're Xenon right now, you want to like, I don't know who the team captain is, but you want to sit down, you want to
Forgot
tell.
the name. The Oriana.
Yeah, so if you forgot the name here, you want to tell your team, calm down, guys. We got this. We have a good team comp. Just farm it out. Stay safe. Don't die. Don't do these stupid things. And we can definitely win this because
They
the
look like they're
team
going to come
fighting
in
is
from
going to
behind
be
here.
much stronger. Yeah, this is a great call. If they need to coordinate this, and we see they've already failed doing that because the Severe is on the complete other side of this fight, and they're split up.
Wow.
Xenon is split up, and that
is-
means Krypton is just gonna take over.
That was a really, really bad play from Xenon there. They were just completely uncoordinated. They just went in individually rather than a team there. Like, the Gragas was on his own, Oriana was on her own. You can't make plays like this in team
Krypton,
fights.
unfortunately, taking over the game here. And I say unfortunately because we want to see Xenon put up a fight here, but you cannot make these mistakes. It's a great call. Walking bot lane, there's a big chance of catching out a Krypton player or two there, but they just mis-executed. Like, it's just so poorly done. I'm sorry to be so harsh, but the Severe walks into the tri-brush, the rest goes the other way, and Cecilia on that Vi ends up trying to walk back to the Severe and never ever gets to do anything in the team fight. So, horrible play, in all honesty, by Xenon and Krypton. If they were playing against any other team in the league, I feel like they would be punished way harder for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it is harsh words, but I do agree. Xenon did play the early game really well, in my opinion.
Maybe Xenon could go back here, though.
The damage from this Gragas and
I mean,
Vi, wow.
Frozen Flow, he is the
Sorry.
saving man here. Frozen Flow playing so beautifully well.
He's playing out of his mind. I think both himself and Forgot the Name are really playing well for the... like, obviously, Forgot the Name's been badly positioned a couple of fights. Frozen Flow, I'd say the only mistake he made was the last proper team fight in bot lane, where he was just out on his own.
I agree.
Other than that, I think he's been playing really well. I mean, he's been pushing damages, his ults have been really good.
Condemned Ezreal, not too far behind. Haven't really done anything flashy, but he's there. He has the CS. He's getting a turret now. I think he's going to be able to get that before Kier gets there. And maybe I was too harsh before because they're back into the game now.
That was really well played from Xenon there. They managed to get a couple towers, and so that's really brought them back. And there's always a threat that Gragas and Oriana. Like, if I was in the side Krypton, those would be the two champions I'd be afraid of right now. Sivir, obviously, not too strong early mid game, but when it comes to late game,
Simos here.
ridiculous.
Condemned Ezreal. Ooh, sneaky. Well played there, honestly. I'd love to see that. As a jungler myself, I've lost out so many scuttle crabs, and Simos gets to feel that there, so. Kane, ooh, walking up a bit too far there, but no punish coming out from Cecilia, who's still far behind on this Vi and hasn't bought in a long time, sits on 2k gold. This Vi needs to go back, she needs to use her gold now. You cannot stick around for much longer because suddenly a team fight's gonna happen, and if you're sitting on 2k gold, that's like almost an entire Trinity Force you got there, with the Sheen already bought. So probably what he's waiting for now. He has so much gold. He's like, hey guys, a few more camps. I have the Trinity Force once I'm back, but they need to make sure that they don't end up team fighting then.
Yeah, and wow, this Jax is dishing out a lot of damage. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kane's
this is a
definitely
great
dead.
call. Cecilia gets the kill as well, so that should be the Trinity Force, and that's huge.
This is really well played. Like,
once he
Xenon
gets
is
that
strongest in a group just because their team comp is that well made for team fights. But recently, sort of maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes ago, they were sort of tend to hang on their own, which is not what you want in a team composition.
Just barely not a Trinity Force.
You want the
50
same
gold
groups.
off actually.
Ooh, that's got
The
to suck.
Vi. But the turret goes down, so once she's helped the Frozen Flow defend this, she can go back, she can go into the fountain, she can get that Trinity Force, and she's going to be a lot stronger.
Yeah,
And
that
from
spike
there
will
on,
help.
I want to see her just build full tank, because you have the damage you need once you finish that Trinity, and you don't need any more. And Xenon, the way they win this is just by utilizing the fact that Krypton doesn't have any sort of tankiness. So if you build tanks yourself, you're going to be able to outlast them in a team fight, and that's what you want to do here if you're Jax and Vi.
Yeah, I mean, just leave all the damage to the Orianna, the Sivir. Gragas seems to be going sort of almost like a hybrid sort of build. But even then, Gragas can do some insane burst damage if he manages to hit everything.
Gragas, a lot of base damage as well. It built into his kit. Forgot the name there. A bit slow with the shield actually.
Yeah, he did take a big chunk of damage.
Yeah, shield after taking damage, which is not too good. And we talked about this LeBlanc, how she needed to pop off, and unfortunately, looking at her score, she's 0, 1, and 8, which isn't a bad score, but you would have liked her to be 8 and 1. So
yeah, definitely.
That could end up costing Krypton actually, but with the LeBlanc missing out a lot of gold there by not getting the kills.
Yeah,
Alp's looking for a play here, but that's a
really
really bad decision.
Oh, the knockup from the Rakan. We're getting the
Simos. Oh my!
What a play from Krypton there.
Simos, what a beautiful
Will die.
Beautiful man. But Sicko is
Simos. Oh, I thought he was going to die from the turret shot there.
Wow. This is when Simos hits his team up with the question mark ping, because they end up trading 2 for 2, but he hit that 4-man ulti, and you can betcha he's like, what happened, guys? Why did we not win that fight? I did everything I could. And it's not going to get better for Krypton. This is the team fighting we talked about. They can just outlast on the side of Xenon with the Jax, with the Vi, and they're only got to get tankier and tankier.
Yeah, that was definitely their moment to really make a massive play. The engage was definitely there. In fact, you couldn't really get a better engage in my opinion. I mean, you got the Wukong going in, doing some damage, distracting most of Xenon, and that just allows Simos to get in there, get 4 men knocked up, and from there on, you just chain this Desire, try and get as much roots as you can.
Ideally, you probably would have wanted ult on that Wukong going in after Simos hit the 4-man ulti, but still, it doesn't take away from the fact Simos played that fight beautifully. Gonna win, hold that thought here, Condemned Ezreal.
Just almost one shot.
Why are you there, and what are you gonna get out of it? Xenon needs to get the dragon out of this one, but it looks like they're not, like they're scared to call it because they're scared that Krypton's gonna start Baron.
Yeah, really bad decision from Sivir to be up there. There's 0 wards in the top side of Xenon's jungle there. You have you have Krypton members missing. You should just immediately try and walk back to your turret and back.
No teammate knows as well. No point being there. Someone has to hold the Wukong because he kills turrets fast.
Yeah, he's doing insane damage. He's got a lot of kills. His lethality build does fall off a little bit, but at the end of the day, this meta is quick games, so maybe it's not too bad going lethality. But you have to finish quick.
Another mountain dragon is gonna go to the side of Krypton here, and they're gonna be able to really kill these turrets fast, and a potential Baron as well. So losing just one team fight would be completely disastrous for Xenon. They're gonna get Alp here. They need to give it to Jax, and they give it to Vi. Vi is now 6 and 2, and I don't think that's really what you want. Jax needs to be able to deal with Wukong on the side lane, and he needs to kill for that.
Very nice.
Ooh, a mistake from Frozen Flow though. He has the Sonias there with a stopwatch.
He tried to start a big engage on the Xayah, and it just didn't work out. Frozen Flow got in a bad position, but luckily his team was there to back him out. And Krypton thought it was just too much of a risk to carry on the fight, which I agree with in that situation.
100%, and they should be able to get this turret as well. Krypton should leave this, and after this, you just want it back.
Yeah,
there's nothing else for you to get.
Pushing against you, just like get them pushed out. Try and establish some vision over your jungle, because you look at the wards. Xenon has like
heavily in favor of blue side here.
Yeah, they got like 2 wards on their side of the map.
Yeah, but Xenon needs to back. Xenon needs to back quickly. And Cecilia is putting himself in a bad position here.
I don't know why he went that way, though. I guess
Wukong's coming on the other side. And I can already tell you right now that if once Cecilia dies, and he is going to die here, we're going to be able to see a Baron here from
He is.
Krypton.
It's not too bad. He's wasting a lot of time.
Yeah, the thing is, he's going to die no matter what, and Krypton already realized, and they know that he's going to die, so they're going to Baron.
Yeah.
Cecilia needs to back there. Yeah, that's very smart, and hopefully get close to the Baron fight.
Oh, will LeBlanc be able to get there in time? LeBlanc doesn't get there, but the
They
Baron's
do
going
so
down
much
too
damage
fast.
with the double mountain. Forgot the name, can really do something well here.
Oh, what happened
No,
there?
forgot the name. Not really,
The
not really the
Blast
best
Cone
decision.
The Blast Cone just led Oriana to get him essentially one shot. They should have just poked from the other side of the... They should have just poked from over the wall and used the Blast Cone as a way to escape. They shouldn't have tried anything funny there without Vi. Like, just try and get a steal with a cheeky, maybe Oriel or something.
It
and
hurts
just
to
back
watch because you know Xenon have this feeling that they should be winning this game, and
Well, with their team comp,
they're
I
not
think they
really
should.
doing it. So yeah, everything that happened prior to this was in favor of Xenon, but unfortunately the Vi ended up overextending just a tad, and it ended up costing them heavily. And if you're Krypton, this is the one thing that you needed in order to win the game. Nothing else would have helped you win the game, and that's why it sucked so hard for Xenon, because they know that all they had to do was just keep Krypton away from the Baron. Then they would probably easily win the team fights. Now it's going to be a struggle for the next few minutes. It's going to be Baron buffed minions they're going to have to deal with. So
Yeah. If
Yeah,
I'm on the
I
side of
don't know,
Xenon, I would
it's-
just try and slow the game down. Because at this point, I can't see making anything big.
I
just-
agree,
just
100%.
Try, just try and let Silver scale. Oriana, she's really decent late game. Vi, Jax, really good front line. Gragas, if he can get a good ult off, then they can get a couple picks, you know, but
yeah,
the way things are, they just have to try and wait this buff out, because they're not going to be able to do anything.
we talked about the LeBlanc as well, the fact that she isn't picking up the kills, which could hurt Krypton. But one guy who isn't picking up kills, which is really hurting his team, is Jax. He's not able to go up against the Wukong, which 29 minutes in, almost 30 minutes in, the Jax should start to beat Wukong in the side lane, but he isn't doing that right now. And that's just down to the fact that he hasn't gotten the kills that they've been getting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like 0 kills over at Sivir as well. That's it's definitely slowing down the build. Let's say. I mean, she's only
Sivir
slightly
obviously
behind the
supporting
Xayah.
AD.
Like, if you look at Xayah and Sivir, that's pretty similar in terms of gold value they have in their inventory.
Big question mark for me though is, why have you bought the QSS? You're a bit
You have a
behind in
spell
the
shield.
game. You need the damage. You, as you say, you have a spell shield, and there's not something like the Malzahar ulti or something really obvious single target CC.
Oh, Simos, he's going in
Yeah,
and backs out.
but yeah, there's no heavy single target CC. I don't know why you would buy the QSS here. You have the spell shield. The blank chain is not going to do anything to you. Otherwise, it's just Simos with his ulti. So, very questionable buy there from Condemned Astral, in my opinion.
Yeah, you don't really ever see a Sivir picking up a QSS just because she's basically got one built into her kit. Okay, Zai just using ult as a zoning tool just to guarantee the inhibitor. It's quite a good play. They're going to rotate here, try and get the turrets.
Yeah.
And oh, Simos with the triple!
Oh my
Markup.
god. Simos.
Wow, what an engage there. Oh, but Oriana
Even in the
gets
support
two.
role,
LeBlanc
he's just-
dies from the tower.
What a player. Even as
Wow.
a support, just a great player.
That was the perfect chance to go in, and this damage on the Sivir. Sivir forced to blow flash. Ziggo kind of hoping, he was probably kind of hoping he had flash there, but I don't think he's going to do anything. Wukong at this point has got a Guardian Angel. You don't want to do anything too rash.
Condemned Astral, I don't understand his build path here. We talked about the QSS already, now he picks up a steal. You need damage, AD, not attack speed. I don't know. It's gonna take so long for him to do anything, and if you ask me, there's not more than 5 minutes in this game. So
yeah. As a server, I thought a rule of thumb was normally sort of Reaver into Critium into Infinity Edge.
yeah.
But of course, it feels like he needs extra protection, whereas I feel he doesn't. Like, understand if Krypton had a much more like CC focused team comp, then yeah, it might make sense to go QSS just to go like a double one almost. But I don't understand in this situation. Like, the whole point of Sever is to like get like 100% crit and just like build as much AD as you can. That way, like, you're bouncing W's to insane damage to everyone. Krypton looking to start a fight here. Looking to trade a 1-for-1 at the moment.
Yeah.
Vi, is she able to escape? Oh yes, she is. Well
Just
played.
barely.
Good
That
barrel
could
to
actually-
zone them off it.
That could actually save the game. The fact that Vi made it out there.
I say they traded 1-for-1. That's my mistake. They didn't.
No, not quite. Yeah.
I only
I don't
caught
know.
in the glimpse of my screen. It was like right on the left hand side.
Xenon, they've made some macro mistakes here, and now their itemization, I just don't really like it. The Deadman's Blade from the Vi, the new item, the Spellbinder coming out on Oriana is not something I like either. I already talked about the severe itemization. Looks like Jax is building a Ginsu's Rage Blade, which has just been hard nerfed. I don't know. I think they're really digging themselves a grave here. I know they're behind and everything, but their itemization isn't helping themselves.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, at this stage of the game, they're not too far behind. I mean, it could be a lot worse. Obviously, the Drakes aren't on their side, but I think Xenon just try and protect
They had
this
the
as
Infernal
best you
Dragon,
can.
which is all that matters once it comes to team fights.
Yeah, that 8% is absolutely massive, especially late into the game.
Especially at this
And
point in the game,
Krypton
as you mentioned.
starting to engage
But-
here.
Condemned Ezreal,
See
look
if
at that.
he
He
got
buys the
everything.
QSS, but it doesn't help him at all, and it's
He
gonna
didn't
be
even
game
use it.
here. Krypton's gonna win.
Yeah, that's going to be a clean ace. And Krypton don't even lose a member. That was really clean from them there. And that's
Yeah.
game. Well played. So Krypton 3-1 after week 2.
They end up getting their win in a real game, but I gotta say, no offense to Krypton, no offense to Xenon, but it's not really an impressive win. I think any other team, if they were up against like Mercury, Thallium, Radon, Xenon, every other team would have punished them this game, and they wouldn't have been able to win. But as you mentioned, they played with substitutes. Simos, obviously a mid laner, ended up playing in the bot lane. And I gotta say, we haven't given out MVPs today, but I just want to mention Simos. It's just incredible. I mean, he's a mid laner. He goes into bot lane, and his engages. It's just absolutely disgusting.
They were juicy. I mean, it's like normally you see a cam player, I mean, normally gets like 1 or 2. Simon's got like 4 and 3 and like just insane engages, and Krypton were really quick. To
4-man
pick up on it.
engage, a couple of 3-man engages. Beautiful play overall. Great peel onto Kier as well. But the entire Krypton team, individually looking good, but as a team, I think they could be heavily punished by better teams. And if any of the Xenon guys hear this, I'm sorry for being so rude, but there's a few issues to mention here: the itemization, the decision making. I think, honestly, as rude as this sounds, it's just important to press tab and just check to see who you're up against, and realize that the team comp that came out of Krypton isn't really that impressive, and your team comp is going to be able to win team fights, so your goal should just be to go even, and I feel like they tried too much early game, and it ended up costing them.
Yeah, for playing from Krypton, it's definitely not their finest game, but I guess a win's a win at this point. They could really do with it, considering that the 2 wins they have already are free, so it's going to be a nice boost of their confidence going into week 3.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
the week 3 fixtures are quite interesting in my opinion.
they're still a good team, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they showed glimpses of good play here, but I mean, there's a few things I want to make better. I want to see them pick up the Trundle. Obviously, I know it's substitutes and everything, but they did lack a tank here, and some of the plays they made could have been punished harder than it was. But overall, decent game by Krypton. They showed that they know how to finish a game, so that was really impressive. Simons with some great engages. Overall, great team fighting by Krypton. So well played to them, and congratulations to them for picking up the 3rd win.
Yeah. It's also worth noting now that I think we have a slightly more wins on blue side now. So that's something, because red side seems to be dominating almost everything.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't actually keep count in the 3 games that we saw today, but yeah. Could be.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to see later on.
But yeah, week 3 is looking really interesting. The games we're going to stream there, they've been decided. I just can't find them. But let's have a look. So at the moment, it'll be Thallium Argon. Thallium, undisputed number 1 at the moment. Just 4-0. They've played like 3. Like they've played Krypton, Radon, Mercury already, and they're 4-0. So like they're in a really good spot at the moment. Argon, complete opposite in my opinion. They look to be struggling for a team. Never mind like winning and whatnot. Then you got Argon Titanium. Titanium 0-4, so they'll be looking to pick up their first win. Titanium week 1, obviously they had to lose both their games. Titanium this week, Radon, Thallium. I mean, that's a tough week to come into. Then they've got Mercury, first game for week 3, so the RNG gods are not on their side. They've got like 3 super tough games after that 0-2. I think this Argon game here is going to be like their first real shot to get themselves onto the board. You got Radon Osmium. Radon Osmium. Radon, they looked pretty impressive today. Osmium didn't look too bad. Their early game was nice. They definitely need to work on their team fighting a bit, I feel. But other than that, they did do well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a couple of teams looking impressive this week, right? So, yeah, I think the main thing to take away from this is this Thallium. Like, Thallium. Who is going to be able to stop these guys? So impressive. Right now, I mean, we get to see some of the big teams put out their real roster against those guys, but Thallium's looking really good, at least with their main roster.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. So that puts Krypton 3-1, so they're in a really good spot now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other team that's 3-1. Let's see. Radon's 3-1 as well. So we're kind of expecting Krypton and Radon to be like sort of up there in the tables. So it'll be interesting to see those 2 teams play.
I mean, week 3 is after week 3. That's going to be interesting, right? Because that's when you start to see. That's when you start to see which teams are actually really pulling out. Because right now you have a team like Mercury, who is probably better than the 2-2 standing that they have right now, right? So, I mean, there's a couple of teams who I think will start getting some wins week 3, and then we'll have a look at the scoreboard, and we can say, yeah. There's obviously Thallium up there. There's Krypton, Radon, some of these guys who are looking pretty decent. They're like 2nd tier, and then probably Xenon, Titanium, Argon. Those are like the 3 main struggling teams right now, and one of those teams is gonna make it to playoffs. That's for sure, because we have 6 spots in the playoffs and 8 teams, right? So. Those 3 guys look to be fighting for that spot, and then we have Osmium, who we don't really know yet, because they looked pretty decent in the game we saw them today, but then again they end up losing here and there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
now
pretty
that
close.
we've seen all the teams, what 2 teams would you think? What 2 teams do you think wouldn't make it to the playoffs, just based on what you saw? Obviously, we've only seen a couple of teams once So it's a bit unfair to like be really critical on them, but
Playing wise, if I judge just from what we've seen, I'm gonna call Xenon and Titanium. Just from what we've seen, because the one game that Argon managed to win, they actually looked pretty good against Osmium as well, who is one of the teams that we would put top 5. So that's an impressive win. If Argon pull it together, then I think they could easily get that 6th spot. And Xenon and Titanium, they have a couple of things to fix. And Titanium unfortunately started out with an 0-2 weekend. So yeah, this I believe they went 0-2 yet again. So yeah, I don't know. It's difficult.
I have to say that I agree with that personally. Obviously Titanium, they've only played like one game, but they've lost. Well, they lost both of this week's games. Granted, they were hard games they had, but all we can do is just we can't watch every game physically. Just it's not possible. So we can only go based on stream games. So based on that, yeah, I'd say Titanium Xenon aren't looking the best at the moment. But there's a lot of weeks, so they've still got like 5-6 weeks to really grow as a team and maybe cause a couple upsets and get into the playoffs.
Yeah, a little bit of improvements here and there, and Xenon probably would have had a good fight this game, and maybe they would have won that. So they're not a bad team. They make a few big mistakes which end up costing them the games, and I mean, if they can fix those mistakes, they're suddenly going to be a lot better.
Yeah, sounds good. Anyway, starting next week, both myself and Zharp will be doing a new power ranking table thing where we'll both rank teams based on, well, obviously power levels. So we'll be ranking them 1 to 8, of course, and I think it'll be quite interesting to see how what myself and Zharp agree on, who the better teams look to be at the moment and who the worse off teams are maybe. It's going to be all individual, so we're not going to speak together about this. I'll have my list probably on the left hand side of this screen you're seeing now. Zharp will have his on the right, and I guess we'll compare the two and discuss some teams real quick before we get into the first game.
Yeah,
so
it'll be interesting to see what we feel like the teams are looking like.
Yeah, and I guess before we finish the stream, to people who have watched, I guess, get clipping, boys. We're starting a clip of the week series where myself and Zharp will be looking over all the clips from the most recent stream, and we'll be picking our favourites, I guess. Obviously we didn't have much last week because we didn't really ask people to do it, but I thought it'd be a good idea, and it shows a little bit of gameplay while you're waiting for games.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, so we'll quickly show you the clip from last week before we finalise this little stream here, okay?
Player, when he gets to just split push it, get into that side lane.
Oh my god!
That
He disappears.
No.
It's not okay.
He has 10 stacks on the seal.
Riot Games, fix your shit.
Yikes. Okay,
And they're gonna.
Okay, so that was it there. So the Vlad getting one shot, it's never a good thing to see. Diana just...
It's
just jumps on him.
I mean, there's a 4-level lead, sure, but it's wow, incredible, just absolutely horrible to see. And yeah,
it's never a
great
good
comeback
thing.
by the Diana. She got destroyed in lane, managed to get back into the game. That was really impressive.
Yeah, so I mean we've seen quite a few good plays in today's stream, I say. Obviously, you'd need to maybe go over a couple bits here and there to pick a favourite. What was your favourite play of the day, you'd say?
I think a shout out for clip of the week for me would probably be the 4-man engage we just saw Simus do about a half an hour ago in the mid lane. Really impressive. Unfortunately, it didn't lead to much, but that doesn't take away the fact that it was a great play, great engage, and it really helped Krypton stay in the game at that point of time, and they obviously ended up winning it.
Ooh. I think for this week, I'd probably give it to Titanium, and the one team fight they won against Radon, because at that stage of the game they were like 7-8k gold down, so it was quite hard to pull off a victory, well, a small
Good shot.
victory in that situation. And I thought they handled the fight really well. Obviously, the rest of their team fights were a bit, but you know, this is quite a new team, so they've still got a bit to learn. But I quite like that play, I have to say. But anyways, that's going to be us for this week. You know where to find us. We'll be next week, the exact same time. Until then, gonna have a lot of fun. The tables and schedule will be updated tomorrow at some point. So in the meantime, well, get shit talking. You know, you need to get these games hyped up.
Yeah,
Like as the weeks
sure.
go by, like
we need some shit
like
talking.
week 7 or 8, I'm gonna be just constantly shouting. Like seriously. Then like the day after, I'll be in hospital, like
Yeah,
getting all kinds of drugs to help my throat.
with no voice.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, for sure.
But
It's
yeah,
gonna be hype.
thanks for tuning in, and myself and Zharp will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.